Finance your business loan today at thatmortgageguydon.com.
With thatmortgageguydon.com.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Hey, we all think about buying a house instead of renting a house, right? But do you realize that you're renting electricity every month? Yep, overpaying the power company and watching the prices rise year after year. This year alone, prices have jumped over 10%. Isn't it time you own your own power or solar source? And start with that pool heater solar. It is awesome. I'm thrilled to say Solar Source, you can do the pay-as-you-go plan where you can save each month starting at just $99. Solar Source isn't new to this game. They've been in business for nearly 40 years with the same phone number since 1984. Ask about the battery backup option to protect you during a storm season. It's Solar Source.
Accidents don't just happen between the hours of 9 to 5. That's why we make ourselves available to talk with you 24/7. For a Farah fight, day or night, you know who to call. Farah and Farah. Orlando.
Carl Black GMC wants to send you and a friend to Nashville for a weekend getaway and tickets to see Allison Krauss in Union Station on Friday, August 22nd. Log on to carlblack.com/trip and enter for your Also put $200 spending cash in your pocket. Log on to carlblack.com/trip for your chance to see Allison Krauss in Union Station in Nashville. Plus, spending cash, round-trip airfare, and deluxe hotel accommodations in the heart of downtown. Carl Black Chevy Buick GMC Orlando is located at 11500 East Colonial Drive and online at carlblackorlando.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Divorce changes your life and your children's lives. Whether that change is good or bad depends to a great extent upon the attorney you choose. So interview more than one attorney and ask about experience, specifically trial experience. And oh, by the way, be sure to include Cordell & Cordell in those interviews.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Announcer is not a licensed attorney.
Hi there, Jesse Bon Jovi here. When I created Hampton Water Rosé with my dad, John Bon Jovi, we blended the best French rosé with the laid-back lifestyle of the Hamptons. Hampton Water, born in France, raised in the Hamptons. Rosé responsibly.
Quitting tobacco is hard, but it's also hard to deal with a cough that won't go away and thinking it's lung cancer, or feeling your heart race after a walk and wondering if it's a heart attack, or telling your family you may not be around to see your next birthday.
Quitting tobacco is hard, but the consequences are even harder. Tobacco-Free Florida has free resources to help you stay smoke-free. You may be eligible to receive free nicotine patches, gum, or lozenges. Call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW or visit tobaccofreeflorida.com.
The accident wasn't your fault. The medical bills shouldn't be your responsibility. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. After an accident, you don't want to get stuck with a pile of medical bills. I will fight to get those bills paid. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
Discover the new Buick SUVs in stock now at OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Accidents happen, but Mo's here to help. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, FUN. F-U-N, FUN. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is is on. The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The news junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Wednesday, May 21st, 2025. Lots to get to today, from do we need a golden dome to crazy new evidence against Diddy in court, and another update in the New Orleans prison escape, plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lane.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Wednesday?
Good.
Ready to party.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Let's go, baby.
Are we partying today? I didn't even know that. I'm ready for it, too, though.
I'm sorry, by party, I'm just ready to hear the update.
Oh.
That we've all been waiting
yeah.
for.
We bought the whole seat, but we only need the edge.
Just get right there on the edge of the seat, because I'll tell you here in just a moment.
Damn it.
We want to hang out with you today, and the way we do that is so simple. All you have to do is record a video or audio message at thenewsjunkie.com, and then bam, within moments, you're on the show. Whatever's in your mind, if you're screaming at the radio, if you think I'm stupid, if you think I'm a genius, if you think I'm somewhere in between, bam, hit us with the dispatch.
Ow.
So, my iWalk came after the show yesterday, and it came later than I was hoping for.
Tell me about
because,
it.
Honestly, I could not move anywhere. I had to go from thing to like from the broadcast desk to the tower of all the equipment to the doorway to the counter. To, I had to go from thing to thing to hold on to stuff to move yesterday. It was absolutely terrible. And I told both of you today, it's 1% better than it was yesterday. Still, terrible.
That's good, but moving in the right direction.
Yes. Just thinking that it's not going to get worse or stay the same, but maybe get 1% better is very encouraging. And if you never had,
I would argue that you wouldn't be able to tell 1%. 1% is too small to notice. So
all I know is it's not worse than it was yesterday,
Right.
and it appears to be a tiny bit better.
Low.
That's it.
Oh.
That's all I know for sure.
Okay.
I'll stop there. I thought Celine had something else to
No,
say.
I'm just saying, I think it might be more than 1% better because you wouldn't be able to tell just one. So
Well, thank you
I was trying to, give you encouragement.
Glass half full.
Thank you for your optimism. I truly appreciate it.
2% full.
2% is great. It's better than my one. So we get the iLeg or iWalk or whatever after the show yesterday, and I embarrassingly, I can't go all the way to the front door to get it. So Courtney has to get the delivery for me. And then I move over to the counter, and over the course of 20 minutes, she fashions together this 2025 pirate leg, right? This whole thing. It's it's like one of the ones with wheels on it, but it just has a pirate leg thing on the end.
It's a peg, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And she takes the thing, she gets it all wrapped around me every which way, and I go to try to walk in, and I am like a disabled newborn baby deer, and it's slipping around everywhere, and then we tighten it.
Are you surprised at all?
We finally got it tightened and perfectly adjusted. And I said, see you later. I'm mobile now. And I went hauling off down the hallway. And Courtney proceeded to laugh so hard at me that I took it off and I said,
"No, be a fly on the wall.
I'm never wearing this again." I said,
called it.
I said, "Is this too fast?" And she's like, "No, you look like an idiot." Now I just look like I can't walk, and I have a dumb thing on my leg that is just malformed for the particular instance that I'm trying to use
or
it
like
for.
a movie prop for a pirate movie in which
so
they would
bad.
give you big pants and kind of wrap your ankle around your thigh.
At
Then
one
it would
point,
look legitimate.
At one point, I almost fell over on it and fell onto the ground, which I thought would be even worse than anything before. So, I'm returning it.
You mean the thing that on Amazon said it was frequently returned?
I gotta return it.
I never return anything. Is that right? Let's take it to the list.
I wasn't trying to use it for 5 days and then get back to regular walking like a normal person and then sneaky return it. I didn't use it. I paid $170 for this stupid pirate leg.
Sense to return it. And then a lot of people have returned it. Are we going to go with wheels now? I think it's worth it. So what are you going to do?
No. I got my setup. I got my new solution.
You have a cane?
You have a crutch.
I wouldn't call it a cane. No.
Let's see it.
I have.
Go to the other camera behind his desk.
The Walksecutioner 2000.
The Walksecutioner?
Yeah, the Walksecutioner 2000.
Oh, a full cane. Tell me that it has the 4 things on the bottom.
It doesn't have the 4 things on the bottom. It has
3.
3.
Yeah. I'm still a whippersnapper. It's just 3 prongs. Did you get your tennis balls to put at the end of that, or is that for later on this afternoon?
I don't have any tennis balls, but I gotta tell you, this thing is much more effective than the iWalk. This is it right here. This does the trick.
Does it have suction cups?
That's none of your business. It's none. Those are.
You could scale a wall.
Those are hydro walker imploders. That's what we call them. Those are not suction cups. That is a very, very layman's term that we don't use around here.
This is good stuff. What happened to you?
I don't know. I think it was an Achilles tendonitis situation that I'm dealing with right now. But TNJ is becoming a nursing home, says BDM.
The self-diagnosed Achilles tendonitis?
Yes, yeah. But I did a lot of AI work to get to this level. I pinpointed exactly where it was coming from. Then I watched about 15 YouTube videos, and I think the experts would agree with me. It's Achilles tendonitis. I pulled it somehow, and it's just been not a great time.
Is that something you treat yourself then, or you have to go to the doctor and you're going to refuse to do that?
I mean, if I go to the doctor, I honestly don't know that they're going to do that much. They might give me a little shot that makes it better temporarily or give me some steroids or something. But with so many stupid things like this, it's just, you got to wait. You got to wait till it gets a little better tomorrow. And then when I can get back to fully walking and going on my 2-mile walk every day and doing all that stuff, maybe even running, I'm going to be a changed man again. I'm going to be the stretch master. I am going to learn all the stretches, get my body stretched, get ready. This ain't never happened to me again. And for one, I'm here for it. I'm absolutely excited.
I am also here for it, and I believe in you because I don't want you to have to hobble around. We have things
It's
to
embarrassing.
do.
It's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for you just by proxy, being this close to what's happening.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, we are extremely entertained by this entire thing.
And Skull Mike, I might be able to hobble over to it today. I've been yelling at Skull Mike from my desk in the studio, which is less than effective.
Does it not have a long cord? Can we just extend the cord?
No, everybody's saying, just bring it over to where it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. It's just not the situation. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And I remind you that just about, a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, we had some of our first AI things released, and everybody was just amazed. And the chat GPT type things were unleashed on the world, and then everybody had an AI. And then there was AI video. You could even go to this level of making Will Smith eat spaghetti, and he would sit. Will Smith would eat spaghetti, and was it good?
Oh, that is not good.
Terrifying.
Was it uncanny? Very much uncanny and very, very weird looking and strange. But we went from that in 2 years, from Will Smith eating spaghetti in a very, very sloppy way, to what Google dropped yesterday, which is going to rock your world, which is Veo 3.
It's going to rock our minds, Sean.
One thing in the Google AI, rock your minds and blow your worlds. One thing in the Google AI toolbox, and I'll tell you how much this costs in just a second. But this is what we've come to. From Will Smith eating pasta to listen to this guy.
This ocean, it's a force, a wild, untamed might. And she commands your awe with every breaking light.
That is all AI. That guy is not real. The ocean is not real.
That ain't bad at all.
He looks like a 2025 Popeye the Sailor Man or something. It's all fake. All the audio you're hearing, every bit of it looks like it could be in a movie, sounds like it could be in a movie, all
this ocean,
AI.
It's a force, a wild, untamed might. And she commands your awe with every breaking light.
I mean, our movies are going to be fake in T-minus like 5 seconds. It's all going to be fake in very short time. And it's all part of Google Flow that they announced yesterday. This new AI video generator.
It only works once a month?
No, meant for filmmakers. For the price, it better work a whole lot more than that. But here's some of the presentation.
Calling it Flow.
Flow.
Launching today. Let me show you how it works.
Let me beef that up.
Let's drop into a project I'm working on.
A terrible video up, Sean.
Just deal with it.
Building a flying car with
all
from a feathered friend.
In their example, they have an old man that they've used text prompts for. An old man, and he's in a convertible, and there's a giant chicken in the back of the convertible. All right, that's what they gave it as a prompt.
These are my ingredients. The old man and his car. We make it easy to upload your own images into the tool, or you can generate them on the fly.
All right, so they put an image of like an old guy with goggles on in the desert and an old muscle car.
Which is built right in.
And it says custom gold gear ship in the head of a chicken aged with a patina on a white background.
You can create a custom gold gear ship just by describing it.
All right, made one.
Pretty cool.
Let it go.
Next, you can start to assemble all of those clips together.
All right, so then they said low angle 8mm wide lens shot, hand shifting,
with a single
gears in a shaky fast car,
including very precise camera control. Flow puts everything in place.
I mean, it literally does everything you say it in the style and the camera lens and all of these things that you're inputting into the machine.
And I can keep iterating in the scene zone. Now here's where it gets really exciting. If I want to capture the next shot of the scene, I can just hit the plus icon to create the next shot.
All right, so you create your little video of your custom thing, and then you go to create the next shot, and you tell it what you want it to do to continue the scene, right?
I can describe what I want to happen next.
So he said, live action cinematic movie scene, wide shot of an arid Nevada desert landscape. And then he's like the smiling man in his 70s is wearing driving goggles. He's got a giant chicken in the back of the car.
A 10-foot tall chicken in the back seat. And Flow will do the rest. The character consistency, the scene.
So he generates this, right?
It just works.
And now you see a video of a convertible with an old man driving around with a giant chicken in the back.
And if something isn't, quite right, no problem. You can just go back in like any other video tool and trim it up if it's not working for you.
All right, so the craziest thing is he then goes, well, I want more than that. I want the chicken to, when the vehicle starts flying off the cliff, start flying. And they're able to do all of this. They're able to pull all this off.
Once I've got all the clips I need, I can download the files. I can bring them into my favorite editing software, add some music from Lyria, and now the old man finally has his flying car.
So they show off this actual footage. I'll tell you how much it costs in a second. All right, look, the vehicle drives away.
I mean, that looks incredible. That's wild.
I mean, it's unbelievable. It looks like something straight up out of a movie.
Want to talk about taking people's jobs? Google just did that.
It's just weird how they have such good quality in this AI juxtaposed with such terrible quality of this video.
Get over it, okay?
This video
You're
here.
going to have to get over it. This is going to change the movie industry, the television industry. I don't care what labor unions do and say it's inevitable. You're not going to pay people for doing things that you could just have this stuff done. But the question that I ask you is, how much are you going to pay for AI to be a part of your life? Right now, out of the three of us, myself, Sabrina, and C-Lane, who pays for some sort of AI-related service right now?
I do. I probably should turn it off. I haven't used it in a while.
I do. All three of us. All three of us pay for some sort of AI service right now. Sabrina, you have Chat GPT Pro, I believe, right?
Sure do.
Okay. I have
also
multiple
have, things. What is it? CapCut that has AI capabilities.
I have a bunch of different things that I use, including, I use Grok from Twitter. I use Lovable for web development. Those are the two main ones that I'm using right now, AI-wise. C-Lane, you're using what? What do you use?
I still have the music AI. That one I haven't used in a while.
Sono?
Sono,
yeah. And then I had a month of Chat GPT just because I wanted to get some stuff done, but I don't. A lot of times for stuff like that, I'll just buy one, like the smallest amount I can get and then cancel.
Right.
So that I don't end up in that situation where I paid for Adobe Premiere for like a year without knowing.
I remember that. Here's the price. Google AI Pro, $19.99 a month with some of these sources, right? Not what you just saw, though. That $19.99 a month is for the basic Google AI Pro toolkit. The AI Ultra with Flow and VEO3 or VEO3, $249.99 a month.
A month?
Yeah.
That seems like they want a business to go all up in it.
They want a business for each seat to pay for this. So no longer do you have to like hire so many bodies to sit in the seats, but the people that are going to sit there and utilize this software, you're going to pay $250 a month for access to this, to be able to create all these things. But don't worry, they throw in YouTube Premium, which, I'm not going to lie, love it, have it, love it, get it if you're a YouTube viewer like I am. But there it is, Gemini and all of the Google AI stuff being revealed at this event yesterday. Will you use this? Do you spend any money at all on AI? Or do you hate all of this stuff? Let us know. Send us a dispatch or an email, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Another example, here's an astronaut in space. None of this is real, obviously. They just created it.
What's up, Twitter? I'm taking prompts from VO3. Reply with what you want to see.
The quality of the video and the audio is like so close to being able to show this.
I mean, at some
in a
point,
movie
though,
theater.
there is a person that looks like that, right?
No. I mean, yeah, maybe, but they're not actually pulling it from an individual. It's just like any other image generation thing where they get a whole bunch of them and then they make these people that just aren't real.
I'm all in.
Is it playing a poker game? So there was a little bit of a failure
like the
there.
beginning of a porn.
It kind of does because there's three women
those
like,
girls are going to make out.
oh no, mister, what are you doing right now? They don't have it all perfect. There's a moment where he shifts his chips, if you watch, that it doesn't actually do anything. But the audio and the video are all pretty damn impressive. And we are only 2 years from Will Smith spaghetti time to this, folks. It's going to happen. The wave is up and we're riding on it, whether you like it or not.
Let's go.
So let us know what you think. We are going to surf this AI wave all the way to the future beach or whatever.
Stand in our robot toes.
You don't think my Stand-a-Later 2000 is nerdy, do you? You don't think if I'm hopping around this thing?
It shows your age.
Well, no, that's exactly what I don't want. I want it to make me look
maybe bedazzle
cool.
I don't know. The bottom part takes away from the coolness.
You should put
but I need that.
You should put a cup holder on it.
A cup holder? No, it's already got this.
You should just get a walker.
A little hand strap. I don't need a walker.
A little hand strap makes it even more of an old person thing.
This is only for a couple of days here, and it makes me so mobile. It's not even funny. I'm blazing right now.
No, it's very funny.
Yeah, the not even funny part is really the most incorrect part of this.
Oh, God.
Are you climaxing?
No, just blazing around the studio. That's what happens when I go fast like that. Somebody says, Bootsy says, put some News Junkie stickers on it. Merch it out. Get it ready. Maybe. We'll see what you think today. We got a lot of time to hang out with you.
Right now, you guys, we're watching this amazing AI technology, and a couple of you are just focused on the wrong part of it. They're like, but chickens don't fly. It's a giant chicken that is keeping a car from hurling over a cliff into oblivion.
Chickens don't fly. It's unrealistic.
But the problem with the whole thing is chickens don't fly?
Yeah, but hold on. When we all watch that, I know we all go to the same place. Commercials are going to be all AI. Like, why would you pay for some car insurance commercial that's like, we're the wind beneath your wings or whatever, and the chicken is in the back of the car, and then it saves the car from crashing into the ravine, and the chicken starts flying away. All of that would have cost millions and millions of dollars. For $250, some nerdo at a keyboard can go, chicken, old man, gear shifter, and put in all of that information, and presto bango, you've got a beautiful commercial. Commercials are toast. And the unions aren't going to save it. They'll be able to do it for a little while, but not too long. It's inevitable. Like Uber's in Vegas, baby. It's going to happen. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk about the Golden Dome. Do we need a Golden Dome? What is the Golden Dome? It's been proposed. It's on the way, perhaps, and it's quite expensive. But the details are coming up next on the News Junkie.
You know you can always text us, unless you're driving, at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
The traffic signals are malfunctioning on Central Parkway at the I-4 express lanes there. Look out for an accident getting cleared up on State Road 408 West.
School Mike, baby. Watch how fast I make it over there to School Mike. Ready? Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Huh? Huh? What do we think, folks? I'm mobile. I'm moving around. This thing's got a shock on it. This is so good. This is so good. I'm in my prime. Honestly, things have never been better. And let's say I want to go see what you guys are saying over on chat. Well, no big whoop. Hello. Oh, this is a bad pose right here. Hey, everybody, how are you? At least Dan had a hip replacement. Oh, well, yeah, I mean, more of an excuse than me for sure, right? Yeah. No. This is very painful, but it's not anywhere near on the level of anything like he's dealing with. In a week or so, I should be fully functional, and then all I have to do is work on, like, stretches so that I don't pull this again. Because I'm an absolute dodo. But I am moving and grooving, baby. If you use a cane, you have to eat dinner at 4 p.m. Hogwash. Balderdash. Oh, hi.
I'm gonna need you to slow down.
Don't make fun of me.
I got a speeding report.
Don't make fun of me. I can move around now, though.
Yeah, I see that.
What are your thoughts?
Can you do a little dance from the WB frog?
I tried to. I did, huh?
Okay, be easy on your foot.
Did I
hard
do it?
charger.
Oh, you're embarrassed of me, I could tell.
Not embarrassing.
You're embarrassed of me, I said.
Oh, I'm not embarrassed of you, Silly Pants.
Don't call me silly pants. That's more embarrassing than it's literally more embarrassing than the cane and everything else going on.
Remember on Saturday where I said, cheers, what did I say? Cheers or redeem?
Cheers a Rooney.
Cheers or Rooney.
In an actual bar with
There was a lot of hardworking gentlemen.
with, like, you know, like real blue collar workers and human beings around them. All right, cheers or we do. We gotta stop doing that. Where are you going?
Run.
Okay. See you later, alligator.
I mean, martini, yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna have two.
Okay, yeah. 2 martinis max. Get on out. Behave, please.
I'm not promising that.
Yeah, get out of here. All right, I'm out. See you later. Cruising. Get out of here. Crippled news junkie. Daniel says, I bet he's faking it. Daniel, if I could right now do like a Willy Wonka intro flip and start, you know, perfectly walking and ditch the cane, I would absolutely do it. But no bullshit. No bullshit. I can move better than I did yesterday. I can't really put much pressure at all on this foot, and I certainly can't, I cannot go on one foot without a cane on my right foot. I can go one foot like this, but I can't go 1 foot on my right foot. But I can move. I'm moving and shaking, baby. When he returns the peg leg, does he get to keep the eye patch? No, there was no eye patch. Ow! There was no eye patch, but I do get $170 back in Amazon credits, number one. And number two, this thing was only 40 bucks. So I spent over $210 yesterday on devices to allow me to hobble around the studio and beat somebody in a pinch, you know? But this one is the best of the bunch. The other thing was absolutely useless. I looked like a dummy. Very, very ineffectual. 90 seconds, everybody. Just like in the movie Misery? Yeah. Courtney's secretly attacking me in my sleep. All right, folks. Got to make it back over to the desk. I mean, I could do it in just 2 or 3 seconds if I wanted to, but I'm going to take my sweet time. See ya. Oh, yeah, baby.
Is the Funny Bone, located at Point Orlando. This week, the Funny Bone welcomes Guy Torry May 23rd and 24th. Check our star-studded calendar and showtimes online at orlando.funnybone.com. Full kitchen and bar available, as well as parking discounts for all guests. Follow us on all social media platforms. And don't miss Guy Torry, May 23rd and 24th. Get your tickets now at orlandofunnybone.com. The Funny Bone Comedy Club at Point Orlando. We'll see you at the show.
I lived on a commercial salmon fishing boat in Alaska, and I genuinely think that was the first time I've ever felt myself kind of like slipping mentally. I think Alaska does weird things to people.
If you're interested in hearing anonymous callers like this tell stories from their lives, check out my podcast, Therapy Gecko. You can listen to Therapy Gecko on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Therapy Gecko and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Buy a new Nissan Memorial Day weekend. Make no payments till 2026. Only at Sutherland Nissan Orlando.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, FUN. F-U-N, FUN. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Filling you in on the shocking details. Just try not to pass out. This is the news.
Thanks you for being here, us. Thanks you for listening. All right. Thanks you for all the things that you do. You can join us, learn more about the show over at thenewsjunkie.com.
Thanks, God.
Do we need a golden dome? That's the big question.
You're going to have to tell me what a golden dome is.
I mean, I've gotten some golden dome for sure.
That's not the same thing. And I think you know it. Honestly, I think you were just trying to be perverse in that moment. You know what the real golden dome is going to be. Glorious golden dome. Much like Biodome, but over the United States of America in 2025, the domes are getting golden.
Free mahi-mahi.
What did Trump promise? The golden age? The new golden age? Well, new golden age, golden dome. That's what you get. President Trump announced the Golden Dome Missile Defense Shield to protect the homeland from advanced missile threats.
Oh, so we're talking over the entirety of the United States.
Allegedly. Allegedly. And they're also saying that this will be done by 2029.
Perfect.
Which is to say, about the amount of time it took them to build an entire theme park at Epic Universe, they're going to be able to build a Golden Dome missile defense shield.
And Mexico is going to build it.
Somebody should pay for this, not us, please. I don't want to pay for this with tax dollars. Included in the one big beautiful bill, this project aims to ensure American security. Congress must pass the bill and send it to the president's desk Let's see what we can find out about the Golden Dome. Do we need a Golden Dome, everybody?
Thank you for being here in the Oval Office as we make a historic announcement about the Golden Dome missile defense shield. We will truly be completing the job that President Reagan started 40 years ago, forever ending the missile threat to the American homeland.
All right, he says we're going to forever end the missile threat to the American homeland. Now, I got to tell you, I'm about to speak from a place of minor ignorance because my knowledge of aerial rocket power is a little bit limited.
Wow, calls in the aerial rocket power junkie.
I would say to you that our biggest threats in terms of rocket attacks would be Canada, which, hopefully we haven't hit that wasp's nest enough that they're going to try shooting some of their 4 missiles at us, or Mexico and their 3 missiles that they would like to shoot at the United States over the border. Those seem to be the areas where you would have the most threats. Now, as far as like intercontinental ballistic missiles, C-Lane, can we ask, I'll ask AI this, hang on, let's just see. How many countries can fire missiles that would hit the mainland USA? That's what I want to know. How many countries can actually fire a missile right now that would hit the United States of America that this Golden Dome would protect us from? Or is this a whole bunch of money? And
currently, countries like Russia, China, North Korea, and Iran have missile capabilities that could potentially reach the mainland USA.
Potentially.
It's a serious issue in global security discussions.
All right, they say Russia, China, North Korea, and Iran have missile capabilities that could potentially reach the mainland USA. I guess it would probably be a bigger threat for like a sub off the East Coast or the West Coast, like nuclear sub pops out there and
Yeah, in Florida.
Shoots off some sort of missile on the mainland, because obviously the other our foes are countries that we're not doing well with would have subs probably off the coast. But this Golden Dome would be about $175 billion. $175 billion for the Golden Dome. And I don't know. That doesn't seem like money well spent to me. We aren't facing any kind of issues like this, but maybe this is like protecting America moving forward if anybody does launch anything at us. And don't we already have stuff? Like right now, if Russia hit a button and fired an intercontinental ballistic missile and it was headed towards the United States mainland, am I crazy? Do we not have things that we would fire off to shoot that down?
I would assume.
That's what Star Wars was.
Yeah, I would hope so. What's Space Force doing if that ain't the case? Let me ask this.
They're worried about space, Sean.
If right now Russia shot a missile that was going to hit mainland United States, is there anything that the United States of America could do to stop it? That's the big question. We already have something. Do we need the Golden Dome for $175
In a dire
million?
scenario like that, the U.S. could attempt to intercept the missile using defense systems like Aegis or ground-based mid-course defense. However, the success depends on many factors, including timing and the missile's trajectory. It's a high-stakes situation.
Yeah, you could say that, TNJAI, and I agree with you there. So what do you think? Is this waste of money, or is this a really valuable resource for us? Should we do the Golden Dome air defense over the United States for $175 billion, or is it a waste of money? Let us know what you think. What were you guys going to say?
Golden Dome Plan B? I'm getting the vibe. I just don't know if Plan B should be that expensive.
No, well, yeah, like a Silver Dome. What does the Silver Dome cost?
If I'm honest with you, the initial sum of $25 billion has been allocated for the project, and then they said in total it would cost around $175 billion. But one estimate from the Congressional Budget Office says it would cost $542 billion over 20 years. And who else is going to use this?
What is it?
It's a Golden Dome.
No, I want you to answer the question without just saying the name of it.
A series of anti-missile and rocket measures surrounding the United States, a la the Iron Dome that exists in Israel to protect them from incoming rockets from Hamas, Hezbollah, and other folks in the region.
And we have places here in America with those materials in order to build it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Because the really ironic, funny part is that we have another country in which has the missiles to launch at us build some of that stuff, or at least we buy the products.
I don't know. I don't know who's making all of this. I don't work on the international weapons.
You don't?
I'm sorry, I don't work on international
you write on
weapons.
your resume, dude.
I don't know much about them, but I would imagine we could get them better than anybody else, or even make some of them, because we're good at war stuff sometimes for at least a little while. And the Golden Dome. Are you Golden Dome yes or Golden Dome no? Let us know what you think. Send us a dispatch with your thoughts over at thenewsjunkie.com, or an email, if you will, to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. I just think we could have better deterrence. We could have smarter deterrence. More of these fighter jets that are next gen. Those are very expensive, but if we could stop dropping them off of our giant aircraft carriers into the ocean, that would probably be step one. We do that, step one, and then step two, we get more of those. We
now,
get
what
more
happens
of these
when
drones.
Part of the dome just falls off the aircraft carrier?
That's a problem. Then we have to buy another one, or you just return it to Amazon. I've found that that's another option that some of us can do. Let us know what you think. Is this a good idea or a bad idea, friend?
Good idea or bad idea?
Friend. And let us know with your dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. When we return, geez, how could anybody have seen this coming? Right? Like, how did anybody not see this coming, that this was going to be some sort of problem? What is it? We'll discuss that. More info on Biden and his health. We'll also talk about a teacher sex act that has a whole bunch of people talking right now. The teacher doing something with the student that you might imagine is very inappropriate. Did I spurg out when I was saying that? So, teacher sex act. It's tough when you put act after sex. Teacher sex act is what we're going to discuss. That as well is on the way. And a whole lot more on a very busy Wednesday. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show. Bold takes, bad jokes, and too much honesty. The Jim Colbert Show, weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. Another hot day. Big surprise, right? High of 94. No storms in the forecast, just some sunshine and a few afternoon clouds. For tomorrow, though, we've got a weak front that's going to move in that could spell some afternoon thunderstorms. About a 30 to 40% chance for rain. We'll dry it out for the first half of the weekend. And then another chance for a couple of isolated storms early next week through Memorial Day. A better chance for rain for the middle of next week. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code radio for an extra 5% off.
Hey, folks, the AC probably not working like it used to. Probably a little bit under stress because it's been quite hot outside. And if you want to be comfortable like you deserve to be, and it's just not working out, Mills Air is there to help you out, but you won't pay a penny more than it's supposed to cost. Honesty is what they go by. If it's a $2 part, it's a $2 part, and they'll charge you the fair labor and everything from there to get you to a fair bill. They're not going to nickel and dime you or just make everything into thousands and thousands of dollars, even if you really just needed some extra cooling fluid or whatever it is inside your AC. They're the experts, not me. And their techs can service any brand out there at Mills Air. Trust me, they are very good, very professional, and they'll help you out. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Here's their phone number, 407-277-1159, 407-277-1159, or find them online at millsair.com.
Hey guys, it's Angel from the Monsters. You know I love cooking on my Big Green Egg. And every time I get asked why, I tell you it's because it's an awesome experience, it's impressive, and everything comes out great on the Big Green Egg. If you don't have one, you got to go visit my friends at Watsy's Meat Market and get yourself a Big Green Egg. They have the lowest prices in the country. They also have all the accessories. They even have a classroom set up where they'll teach you the basic to advanced techniques on the Big Green Egg. Follow them on their social medias. Also, check out the website, Watsy'sMeatMarket.com in Melbourne on Wickham Road. It's Wassy's Meat Market.
This summer, escape to a place where history echoes through the streets. where epic beaches embrace breathtaking sunrises, and days are filled with adventures. From the historic charm of Old St. Augustine to 42 miles of scenic coastline in Ponte Vedra and the beaches, every moment brings a perfect blend of exhilaration and rejuvenation. Start your summer getaway now at floridashistoriccoast.com.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the...
Go Mike Squad! Hang tight. A rocket man is about to lift off. Make his way over to the skull, Mike. Okay. Okay, got it. Somebody, one of you said, Sean, you're supposed to put the cane, this is a Floor Walker 2000, not a cane. You're supposed to put the cane in your left hand. What are you, dumb? If your right foot isn't working, you'll obviously put the cane in your right hand. How on earth would it ever make sense to put the cane in your left hand when it's your right foot that's not working? You're kind of replacing the stability of your leg with the Floor Lifter 5000 Nimbus version. So that person is wrong, like so many of you. Very confidently wrong. It's got to be on my right hand. Be over here. Get me where I need to go. Oh, come on. Why are you back here to embarrass me again?
Why am I embarrassing? You're in front of a whole crowd of people, and I'm the one person that's
Those people
embarrassing?
aren't real.
Don't point that thing at me, mister.
BAM!
I could go push you over right now.
No, you can't.
Yes, I could.
Try it. Ready?
No, you can't attack me like that.
Okay, well, I'm supposed to just let you hit me and push me over? That's not going to make it. It's not going to make it over here. Plus, this is metal. No, it's not, is it? It might be metal. That's plastic. That's a Dyson.
It's titanium.
That's not titanium.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. It's Dyson.
It has kryptonite at the end.
It doesn't have kryptonite. It's not even real.
That can shoot it.
No, you can't.
Uh-huh.
Okay, shoot it then. Didn't hit me.
Pew, pew.
My shield blocked it. Absolute
What about ground clear spray?
No, now you're just trying to spray me with chemicals. Leave me alone. I thought you were going.
I am. What do you mean?
You don't know what mean is. I'll show you mean. You jerk.
What jerk?
What time are you going to your thing?
I can't tell you.
You can't tell me?
I'll tell you later.
Okay. Why? Is it after the show?
Yeah.
You're just going to leave me? That's fine. I'll get my work done when you're gone.
Okay.
Okay. You have to be safe.
I have a movie for tonight.
Okay. You have to tell me what it is after the show, and then I'll download it. I mean, buy it. Legally. in an acceptable way.
All right, babe.
I gotta go. Love you. Bye.
Gotta go.
Gotta go. Bye.
Gotta go.
Blazing out of here. Ow! Oh! Okay. Rock and roll.
Rosé, born in France, raised in the Hamptons. Rosé responsibly.
Navy Federal Credit Union celebrates Military Appreciation Month in May. Whether you're active duty, a veteran, or a military family, we are all united this month to celebrate those who go above and beyond. As a credit union created for the military community, Navy Federal takes special care to ensure that our members feel celebrated and honored every day and every May. So from all of us at Navy Federal, happy Military Appreciation Month. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Office in Orlando, 866-323-7529. Joseph Cordell, Principal Partner. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
They're best friends, unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's the news.
This was obvious. It's not like the writing was on the wall or anything, right? It must have taken a genius to predict that this might be some issue down the road. We'll get to you. Your dispatches are coming up in just a moment, plus your emails to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. And how could this have happened? No one could have saw that this was going to be an issue. The pay later giant, Klarna, the company Klarna, has said that, I cannot believe this. I am stunned. I am amazed. My world is rocked. My mind is blown. My mind is blown. My world is rocked. And Klarna, the buy now, pay later giant, has said customers are struggling to pay off the things that they're buying now to pay later. Say it ain't so. Are you saying financing a burrito at Qdoba was a bad financial decision?
What do you mean? I didn't have to make that decision for the $5 pack of pens to kind of separate that, and all the interest rate would make it a $50 pack of pens.
I used to think the early version of this was embarrassing and cringe, and that was when you would watch the infomercial, and they'd go, "Do you want the Amazing Wash 5000 Extraordinaire?" For just 5 easy payments of $39.99. And I'm going, if you can't pay for the Amazing Wash Extraordinaire, then don't get one. But if you're paying for it for the rest of the year, like Amazon is offering all these things where they want to sell me something that is like $200, or I can pay for it over the course of a year.
With Affirm is the other one?
Affirm and Klarna are the big ones that are out there. Buy now, pay later. And Klarna is saying, big shocker, barely anybody's actually paying these things off. They're saying, oh no, we found out that this was a bad idea, that people who maybe were inclined to make bad financial decisions would pay for their burritos in installments. Wow, what a shocker. Who would ever have known that this was the case? A quarter of buy now, pay later users are borrowing to pay for groceries, compared to just 14% a year ago. Right, this is good. Good financial decisions. Klarna says they're not alarmed by the rise in unpaid balances. They're still very low, they say. Mostly everything is fine here. But this is what is happening as more places allow you to like amass 8,000 different monthly payments. Each month you go, did we pay the power bill? Yes. Did we pay our mortgage? Yes. Used to end there. Now you go, well, did we pay our internet bill? Did we pay our cable bill? Did we pay our Home Depot card and our Visa and our buy now, pay later on the Chipotle? And every dollar that comes in, 99% of your little soldiers are marching back off to pay for some dumb nonsense that you probably didn't need to begin with.
There goes your credit.
Oh, including, as we have discussed on this show, your music festival tickets to places like Coachella.
Yeah.
You're going,
But their
all right.
system was different, right? Because if you didn't pay in full, then...
You didn't get the ticket.
Yeah, and you would get refunded for what you did pay so far.
Yeah. Or I thought they did it towards next year or something.
It was just that you would get tickets to the music festival, and if you got the tickets like 4 months ahead of time, for those 4 months, they would take out your payments to pay for the total of the cost of the event. And I think they said like 75% of the people did that because everybody is financing everything. And our entire economic structure for Zoomers is a Jenga game that is unhinged. An unhinged Jenga game that will never be able to win. It's all going to fall down. And we're setting these people up for disaster. You might say those are their mistakes to make and they'll make them. Yeah, probably. But you didn't have the same problems when you were young. You just didn't. And I want to know what you think about all this. Let us know. Send an email. tips@thenewsjunkie.com. tips@thenewsjunkie.com. We were talking about the Golden Dome. Trump wants to build the Golden Missile Dome over the United States of America. Anonymous emails the show. Please keep me anonymous. All caps. I work for Lockheed Martin, specifically for the line of business that sells and manufactures missiles. What? All right.
We already have a system very similar to the Golden Dome in production. It's considered secret. It's basically a large cylinder type object that is sent into space and it circles Earth. It has like 1 million sensors, and if it were to sense some type of intercontinental ballistic missile in the atmosphere, it automatically launches non-explosive missiles to intercept. It can fire off about 50 missiles within seconds, and it's all done autonomously. The goal is to have a couple of those up there, says Anonymous. So we don't even need the Golden Dome, if that's the case. We got the secret space dome.
Yeah, but it doesn't have
Anonymous.
a cool name. And
Space
Trump
Dome
didn't do it.
Is
Space
Trump
Dome is
aware
way
of
cooler.
what we're already building?
I don't know.
I feel like he
would
doesn't
hope.
know.
Lockheed Martin would be the company that we're working with. I'm sure the Department of Defense would be aware of what was going on there, right? Right, I'm sure. Another email to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. No missile defense system is effective. It's a waste of money, and this is pure money laundering. The Iron Dome of Israel did not stop the Iranian hypersonic missiles from hitting their air bases. I recognize this person's name. I'm like 2 clicks from blocking your emails because you just hate the Jews. My guy, you hate the Jews. If you think that Israel's Iron Dome hasn't been successful, and by the way, the United States money that has been used to fund it and other projects in Israel, you're nuts, my friend. You have no idea what it is, how it works, or if it's truly successful, because the Israeli Iron Dome has probably saved tens of thousands of lives and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions more in property value and property damage. That has been incredibly successful. My point is the Jews in Israel need an Iron Dome because they're surrounded by Arab countries that really want to see them evaporated. So they need the Iron Dome because honestly, it's like a daily occurrence almost that somebody around them is firing a missile at their territory. So you would want and need an Iron Dome. Who, as of now, is either threatening to or actually firing missiles on the United States of America that we would need $500 billion to spend on the Golden Dome? I want us to be safe. I want deterrence for other countries. I want to do smart things. I want America to be self-sufficient in all ways possible. I think we can do that, but I don't think a Golden Dome with this big fat price tag is the best use of that money. But maybe I'm just a big dummy. Tell me why. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com. On the website, you can record a video or audio dispatch. It's easy for you to do. Send in your video or audio comments right now at thenewsjunkie.com. And
you big dummies.
A quick note to all the people trying to tell me that when you're watching on YouTube, I'm walking around with the cane wrong. No way, no how. First of all, not a cane.
Not no way, not no how.
It is a cane. I thought that was a cane.
It's the Black Dome to protect me from the floor.
It's the fourth name you've had for it.
The Black Dome 7000 Alexis
not shaped
version.
Like a dome at all.
It doesn't need to be. It's creating a dome of power between me and the floor that I wish not to fall on. And you're crazy. If my right foot has this issue, and
technically the Golden Dome is not a dome at all, so
yeah. So there is that.
Might as well just overuse the word.
If I can't use because of my Achilles tendonitis that flared up, that sounds old. If I can't use my right leg, obviously you hold the Digistick 5000 in your right arm because it's kind of replacing that leg on that side. To put it on the other side makes no sense. So everybody saying that, just shut up, please. You got to be wrong about that. I am an amateur at this, but I think you're wrong too. When we come back, we've got a bunch to get into. A sex act with a teacher in the state of Florida. She's in some trouble, and we'll see what she was up to. We got a concert gone wrong. We got more in the Diddy trial. We got your comments and a whole lot else. It's all on the way, and it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Support the arts and local artists at the Orlando Fringe Festival with over 100 shows happening now through May 26th. Get more info at orlandofringe.org.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
The traffic signals are working incorrectly where Central Parkway meets the I-4 express lanes there. Look out for an earlier accident on Americana Boulevard at Texas Avenue. There's a disabled truck blocking the right lane on I-95 northbound between International Speedway Boulevard.
Skull Mike. Breaking news. Breaking news. Whoever said that you're supposed to hold the cane in the opposite arm of where your leg is hurt, I regret to inform you that Google says that you're right, but this doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know. Is that working better? No. The right side feels better for me. It's just like I'm trying to lean on my right leg and I can't. So having something to lean on the right side is what helps me with the support. So I don't care what the internet says. I think that's incorrect for my circumstances. Okay. What do you say? AJ Soup, hello. Jason, hello. Sea Witch, hello. Can't tell Sean nothing. Sean, you're not using a cane, you're using it as a crutch. As a crutch, you're using it correctly. Interesting. You're not using it as a cane, you're using it as a crutch, which is technically, yes, it's like a shortened one-armed crutch. Is kind of what I'm doing. But using a cane, is like a cane solving another problem? So you would want to use it on the left side? Deep thoughts. I do see what you're saying though, and that absolutely makes sense. We're going to talk about at some point here, Biden and team are saying he was never diagnosed with prostate cancer previous to the announcement this week. Now, never diagnosed seems like something with some wiggle room to me, but maybe I'm just a lunatic. Never diagnosed with prostate cancer seems like you can go, well, yes, his doctor did say something, and yes, there were discussions about it, and yes, there was some testing going on, but we never officially had a diagnosis of prostate cancer for Biden. It seems a little like it's got some wiggle room around it, but I want to get into what that means a little later on today. We'll see. And we'll see if it actually matters. I contend the thing that I said yesterday. The only reason any of this matters, other than it's just a big story because Biden's an incredibly famous person and it's interesting politically and otherwise, the reason it's a big story is I truly have lost faith in the presidential physicians, and I don't think I'm alone. I think a lot of people have lost faith entirely in the presidential physicians, and that it is just like a jingoistic report about their bodies. You know, like greatest president ever, strongest legs, strongest arms, you know, like it's not something that we can believe in anymore, and it really truly should be. We should be able to know what's going on. 3 minutes. Sergeant Dave says, just like you were never diagnosed with whatever foot issue you have, here's the thing. I would go, oh God, it's so like black and blue and swollen. Yikes. I would go to the doctor that is literally across the street, and I might on Friday. But the point is, the doctor's just going to say, hey, you've got this issue wrong with your foot, and the answer is to stay off it for a while. That's going to be the answer. I gotta go. Okay. Gotta go.
Faster than you can find that one missing sock. Get a guaranteed cash offer on your home from the Nickley Group today. Visit thenickley.com.
Call Nickley. Do you love your kids? Send them to Crush Yard Summer Camp, where every day is packed with pickleball, ping pong, arcade games, crafts, cornhole, and more. It's active, creative, and tons of fun. Plus, lunch is included. More than just a camp, it's a summer full of new friends, confidence building, and unforgettable memories. With flexible scheduling and affordable pricing, it's easy to plan your summer your way. Spots are filling fast. Sign up now at crushyard.com/camps.
Greenway Kia proudly thanks all active and retired military members for your service. If you're in the market for a sedan or SUV, we've got the perfect Kia for you. Tariff-free and in stock now. Drive home a new 2025 Kia Sportage for just $299 per month for 36 months with zero due at signing. We want to see you in a Kia. From Greenway Kia, visit greenwaykias.com today.
Qualified applicants through KFA include $650 acquisition fee, 10,000 miles per year, 0 security deposit plus tax title license, $899 dealer, and $249.50 down fee. Expires 6/15/25.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for Eustace Roofing. Look, if you're in an ice cream stand for 65 years, I'd be impressed. But the guys at Eustace Roofing have been providing solid roofs protecting Florida families since 1959. In 2021, they were the roofing company of the year. And they're metal roofing experts, which means they manufacture it on site. These guys serve all of Central Florida, and they offer no interest financing as well. So don't roll the dice for hurricane season. Call Eustace Roofing for a quote today. It's eustaceroofing.com. Again, that's eustaceroofing.com.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. From car accidents to personal injury cases, Mo has you covered. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free, new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. WIN. W-I-N. WIN. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Home of the world famous Game of Magnets. This is the...
You making this show, #1, it's a miracle. They said we couldn't do it. And without you, we couldn't, honest to God. I mean, maybe we could, but what would that do? Just a bunch of bots paying attention to us? That's no fun for anybody. Let us know what's on your mind. Send us what we call a dispatch, a video or audio dispatch that you can fire off in our directions over at thenewsjunkie.com. I am fairly amazed at a lot of the stuff that's happening in the AI and robotics world. I still remain a death to robots guy. The robots and the AI, the combination of the two is the most frightening, scary thing that I could think of. And while they're trying to really lube us up and get us excited about these things, like Optimus, the Tesla robot, who I don't know who, I was talking to somebody this weekend and they go, have you seen the Tesla robots, the Optimus robots? I go, yeah, we've done some stories about those. And they go, yeah, they're only like $15,000 and you'll have a robot.
Yeah.
And I thought, no way when these robots are actually released to the marketplace, no shot are they $15,000. It's just not going to happen. If you know anything about robotics, and if you do, you know more than I do. If you know anything about robotics, you know I'm looking at the technology. Like I can just look at this and go, I know what makes up Optimus is not going to be $15,000. It's not. There's too many components that make a robot and make them move around in that way.
You think it'd be more?
Oh, hell yeah.
But who is the consumer then at that point?
Well, anybody who wants somebody to take out their trash, according to the new demo videos they have. This one. All right, you got Optimus picking up the trash bag.
Hey, girl.
Opening up the trash can, putting the trash in there.
A lot of trash.
And sweeping up stuff. This is with like a little sweeper in a house, cleaning the table with the dustpan and the brush. This sucker's going to be helping you out.
Way too many swipes to get that last piece of trash.
This is going to take forever.
This is picking up a spoon and stirring a pot. So Optimus will be just cooking you some, some chicken nuggies or something on the stovetop.
So let's say it's more than $15,000.
It's got to be.
But 30. You could pay a decent part-time wage to 2 housekeepers that will do all that for you much faster.
I think it would be closer to like $100,000. I think it would be like
they can live at your house.
And I would honestly, and here's a moral question for you.
I love moral questions.
Here's a moral question for you with some layers to it. What is the moral decision, the most moral decision, the correct decision morally, to pay 2 human beings $50,000 each to do human labor for you, or to pay a robot $100,000 and then no human beings are actively putting their sweat equity, their physicality into any labor for you? Huh? I
don't know.
Which one of those is a more moral decision? Is it more because you're paying 2 people and you're helping them out and they have a job now and they can help fund their family, even though they are menial, slave-like task workers for you? Or is it more moral to give $100,000 for this robot that will then help employ a limited amount of very high-dollar jobs down the road? Huh?
Well, there's other things to take into consideration. There could be liability issues with having the humans there. You know, if these humans are working at your house and an accident happens,
well, what if that
with the insurance
explodes?
But that's all under the same banner of like the morality of labor, having somebody work for you. And is it fair? Is it some equal relationship that you can have money for services? And all of those are very, very philosophical arguments.
I say that, but if an accident happens with your $100,000 robot and you have to repair that, that could be just as bad.
Yeah, but that's going to be all high-dollar people. We're not talking about like some sort of new to the job market person or some sort of like immigrant who's seeking for like whatever job they can get. That's a different thing. But you could get one of these people to clean your house, and it's not all the way there. Make your food, do all these things for you. Pick up the spoon, stir the pot, make a little veg medley for you there on the stovetop. And now it's got a vacuum, cleaning the floor. Now it's picking up something and piecing things together.
It just seems
like assembly line stuff.
Yeah, it just seems like it's going so slow.
It
Look
is.
how fast everyone else is moving around it.
I mean, they've sped this up, just so you know. The video is sped up 1.5x to make the robots look a little faster. But think about this like you did 2 years ago, Will Smith eating the spaghetti in the AI. A couple of years go by, a couple more breakthroughs, and this thing is, it's doing the worm. It's moving around, it's cooking, it's doing everything you want it to do. That will be a literal breakthrough. And no longer will humans have to do all these menial tasks. I've said it before. I'm not exaggerating. Trust me, in 100 years, I'll be proven absolutely right. This is the end of work as we know it. Work, it used to be all these tasks that you could do to amass money. You could amass revenue, currency that you traded your work for.
So how do you amass money now?
Well, that's the big question.
OnlyFans.
The big question is, does society and countries on their own monetize all of these things that are going on so that they can fund like a basic income for all the dodos out there who aren't really contributing on a high level and keep them in business, and then work is just gone for them. And then other people like right now, it's a legit job and a job that I think you should be fine with to be an Uber driver. Okay? This is a task. It's a job, and it takes certain levels of expertise, communication skills, driving skills, all these things to be good at doing this job that pays you money to drive people around. But the moment that you can sit on your ass and play GTA 5, and then your car will automatically go pick some person up and drop them off at their location, and you don't have to do it, you, the human, are removed from the equation. That is knocking down so many dominoes that you're probably not thinking of. For instance, why would car value stay the same if you can now monetize every hour and minute of your car not being used by you to go make money for you doing something else? Now that car comes with a feature that makes it 2, 3, 4 times as expensive. Getting a car might be like getting a house. Most people might rely on other cars to drive them around. Work starts to dissolve as a institution across the overall economy because we're replacing it with stuff like this. Will we be able to make this transition and everybody will be okay? I don't know. It's happening quite fast. That's what I'll say to you.
There was a job that if you had asked me, a couple months ago, if people still do this job, I would have said absolutely not.
What job is it?
A toll taker.
Yeah. And in the past 10 years, we've gone from exclusively toll takers to some of them were little baskets where you toss the exact change in to, I don't know, there's not too many of them left, but you're saying there are still some at least.
They made an announcement like a month or two ago? I don't know, so late March. And they said one of the local expressway authorities will no longer accept cash payments overnight between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. And I go, there were still people in one of these booths?
Not many, but there were some. There was a limited amount of people who were still doing that gig.
I've had a couple Uber drivers throw the change in, and I go, what are you doing? What is this?
How do you have change?
It's weird. It's all very weird, and there's a short timeline on all of this. What about teachers? Will they still be around? If they could stop diddling the students, things would probably be a little bit better off for them.
That's not all teachers.
Brooke Anderson is one of those teachers, 27 years old, and she is in some trouble. Here's Miss Brooke Anderson. She was arrested on Friday. She was accused of having a sexual relationship with a student. Brooke Anderson, 27, was charged with 3 counts of unlawful sexual activity with a minor. She looks a little shell-shocked in her mugshot there. Looks like, you're probably wondering how I got here. Record scratch. According to the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, Anderson is a teacher at a high school, was involved in an inappropriate relationship with a student that began in September 2024 after the two exchanged explicit text messages. All these teachers want a dirty text, man. They all want to. They're all doing it out there.
Do it with AI. How about that?
Don't send any dirty text messages for the rest of your life. Don't send any dirty text messages. Don't send any nude photos to anybody. Go back to the old school, all right? Go back to the old school. Here's an idea for you. Do you have a partner that excites you?
Yes.
Somebody who you want to do something sexy and romantic for? Take a Polaroid picture.
Okay, Sean. That's so expensive.
No, it's not.
Yes, it
I can get a Polaroid for $20 probably. Polaroid camera, how much does that cost on Amazon? I'm looking.
More than
I don't
you
want
think.
a Polaroid
with the
camera.
Film.
With the film.
And not the little ones that all the, you're talking
these,
standard.
Well, these are pretty expensive. I'm trying to find like the cheapest option. This one's instant print. Now it is a kid's camera, so you're going to look a little dopey with it. But this one's $39.99, and that's all right. $39.89.
Quality.
That's our base model. All right. If you're going to go higher,
affirm that for just like $2.99 a month for months and months.
All right, here, this one is $169. That's for the camera and the film. All right. And you get the Polaroid camera, hold it out as far as you can, take a picture of your naked body, and then go out on a date with your loved one and give it to them as a present. And then they open a thing and they look and they, whoa, holy cow. And then you go, all right, give that back to me. And you get it back from them and you destroy it.
So
and
sexy.
Then now you know you don't have a forever copy of this indecent photograph of you on somebody's phone for the rest of your life. Otherwise, you make mistakes like Sabrina and C-Lane. And there's people out there all over the place with these salacious photographs.
I haven't made any mistakes.
And I will second that. Zero
You guys
mistakes.
have never sent a salacious photograph to somebody else that still exists, probably.
Not with my face in it.
Well, I mean, you don't need your face necessarily to identify what's going on.
Do you know what my body looks like without clothes on?
I know that you have a tattoo, so
my leg
just
wasn't
like
in it.
You'd probably be. How do you have a nude photo without a leg in it?
Because I have breasts.
Just a photo of boobs? I mean, I guess that works.
For some people.
I guess it still gets it.
Okay.
Usually you would want like some sort of full pose action.
That's what you want, pervert.
And then you would get this from another person, but it would be a physical copy. So you wouldn't be screwing this up. You teachers sexting and doing all this stuff. I'm not trying to help you get away with your crime, but come on, be a little more professional. Anyhow, after the relationship continued with his teacher, Anderson, detectives say the victim told them about the times he and Anderson were engaged in sexual activity. The most recent incident happened in her classroom on the morning of her arrest.
Good God.
So this was ongoing.
Like
this
she knew something.
She betrayed the trust of a student, did she? A school and an entire community. And Anderson was booked into jail. The investigation was ongoing. Again, they love to position this. I don't know how old this kid was, but he's a minor, and they do always position this where like she betrayed the trust of a student. We're taking all autonomy away from some of these people who are like 16, 17, and 18 years old who are knowingly engaging in sex acts with these teachers. Sorry, a little bit of agency to them as well. I don't think this kid was like being dragged into the bedroom with the teacher. But how do we stop all of this? Is it just inevitable? Do we need to replace the teachers with the robots? We'll find out what you think. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is
Monsters in the Morning.
Well, I thought you'd do it for free out of pride.
No, I ain't got no pride.
Russ, I'm out of coffee. Can you grab me another one?
Yes, sir.
Whoa!
Get it, mark it?
Yeah.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
The traffic signals are working incorrectly where Central Parkway meets the I-4 express lanes there. Look out for an earlier accident on Americana Boulevard at Texas Avenue. There's a disabled truck blocking the right lane on I-95 northbound between International Speedway Boulevard and LPGA Boulevard. Expect some delays in that area. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
When dealerships compete for your trade, you win at Greenway Kia. Trade your car with us and over 40 Greenway dealerships will compete to buy it. So you get the best possible value, as much as $10,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value. Wondering what your trade is worth? Get your appraisal online at greenwaykias.com or visit us at East Colonial, West Colonial, and 1792 North in Longwood. I'm Joe Rossi, and Greenway Kia proudly thanks all active and retired military members for your service.
All factory rebates to dealer, negative equity refinanced.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Are you 62 or older and wondering if a reverse mortgage can help you access the equity in your home? It's so easy to get a free reverse mortgage quote with that mortgage guy, Don. Just fill out the online questionnaire at thatmortgageguyDon.com, or you can make an office appointment to meet in person at 1401 Town Plaza Court, Winter Springs, Florida. Happy Home Mortgage, NMLS ID 2418348.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with that mortgage guy, Don.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
Allergies are torture, but Exact from Aspire Allergy and Sinus can help you beat your allergies for good. Exact is clinically proven to give long-term lasting allergy relief in 3 injections. That's right, allergy relief in 3 injections. No matter how long you've suffered, no matter what else you've tried, with 3 injections, you can experience relief from your allergies. Exact from Aspire Allergy and Sinus. Go to aspireallergy.com to book your appointment today. aspireallergy.com.
Sunnyside Plumbing.
Hey there, my sink is leaking water. I need help right now.
We're having a company-wide staring contest. Do you want to play?
But what about my sink?
Okay, me versus you.
Skull Mike Squad! Hey everybody, how are you? I thought that the cane replaced the bad leg. It's not a cane. It's a walk thruster 2 billion. Hang on, I'm coming. Hold on. I'm coming. Wait. Oh, yeah. I'm on the mend, baby. I'm on the mend. Mr. Predicto, will I be able to walk normally this week? Maybe Friday or Saturday?
The answer cannot be found at this moment.
Well, find it for me. Will I be able to walk this week? On my own accord.
You can rely on that.
Thank you. Thank God. Thank God I need as much. Okay. All right, everybody. What are we talking about? I miss Fritz. There, I said it. Me too, Snoop Frog. I miss Fritz too. Here's what we know. We know that Fritz has a new gig. He has a new job. He will not be here today. I think he's taking a month to get settled in at his new gig, which I believe is doing like some sort of like customer service for car buying process or something like that. Very interesting gig that he's got, which is pretty cool. And Fritz will nail it no matter what. I know he's a great talent in so many things. He's doing his Fringe stuff now too, which is an awesome show that he's involved with. I've seen him posting about it. So I'd encourage you to check that out. But in about a month, we'll see. Hopefully he can get them to let him come in on Wednesday. That's the idea, baby. All right. Okay. I'm back. Here we go.
You want your windows there in weeks? Pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Want to win $15,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows? Pick up your phone and text the word WOW to 20129. That's WOW to 20129.
I lived on a commercial salmon fishing boat in Alaska, and I genuinely think that was the first time I've ever felt myself kind of like slipping mentally. I think Alaska does weird things to people.
If you're interested in hearing anonymous callers like this tell stories from their lives, check out my podcast, Therapy Gecko. You can listen to Therapy Gecko on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Therapy Gecko and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
We are professional grade at Orange Buick GMC. Online at orangebuickgmc.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. WIN. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Join the show. Send your dispatch now at thenewsjunkie.com.
Joking. Like I so often am when I say things like this. What an amazing time to be alive. And
You don't
Google,
joke about that, sir.
Google's been kind of behind. I don't know. Do you think it's fair to say Google has been behind in the AI stuff? I think they haven't been as prominent as like ChatGPT obviously has been.
But they're not as behind as Alexa.
No, they are not nearly as behind as Amazon is on all things AI, which is just a colossal embarrassment. But they launched their new suite of AI video tools. We can basically make movies, television shows, commercials. It's like, what did I say, $150 a month or something? $149 a month?
$250.
$250 a month for this suite of tools that would allow you to create whatever you want. Audio and video could be big for everything starting in the commercial world will be impacted by this. All the other visual things that you need for like online videos will be next. And then eventually it'll kick through all the labor unions and stuff that want to block this for television production and video work. And the big question has been, yes, Google has a new AI, but can it be funny? Can it tell stand-up? That's the question. Here's somebody asking to do that. A man in a stand-up comedy club is the prompt. The man in a stand-up comedy club tells a joke. Can Google's new AI replace stand-up comedians? Let's see. What do we got here?
So I went to the zoo the other day, and all they had was one dog. It was a Shih Tzu.
All right. It lacked a couple of things.
Can we just hear it without the AI laughter in the background?
That's all you got. That's all.
That was it?
We need to know what AI thinks is funny.
That's all I got. I got more. Somebody tried it again, and they did a slight modification. The prompt was, a man with a dad bod doing stand-up comedy in a small venue tells a dad joke. Include the joke in the dialogue. Now, can it do it? Can AI tell a joke and replace stand-up comedians?
Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything.
Yeah, we're good.
I get it. Why can't you trust atoms? Because it makes up everything? Yeah.
Awful.
It was at least a joke, though. It was indeed a joke with a punchline. Comedians. Is this the future? We don't need a human. We don't need somebody to actually be telling these jokes. We've got the AI to do so. And they're getting there, I guess. I don't think it's all the way, but the person looks real, and it certainly sounds real. And here's somebody saying, give me early 2000s footage. All right, let's see if Veo or Veo, I don't know how you say it, Veo, V-E-O, from Google, the new AI. Give me early 2000s footage of an Australian goth pianist making a whimsical song about God in front of an orchestra. And here's what they have come up with. Here we go.
Thank you, God, for fixing the cataracts of Sam's mom.
Oh, hold on. I got to turn this up.
That guy looks extremely familiar.
That is a guy, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're trolling, aren't they? Hang on.
They have to be because it does come off like a little Russell Brand, but I swear I've seen that particular person before.
Me too. I think you're right. Hang on.
Thank you, God, for fixing the cataracts of Sam's mom.
That's Tim Minchin.
Yeah, they just made it look like it because they took a flat face version of him. That's not real. That's not Veo. But some of these are going further lengths than we've seen. This is somebody who I guess made an actual movie, a whole movie. I wouldn't call this a movie. It's 2 minutes long, but it's made with the new Google technology. And
War started.
I mean, it's pretty impressive.
Took better care of me than humans would have. They're not people, Maya.
Robots crawling out of a trash can?
It's just programming.
No, these are all fake. These are people screwing around. That's what's going on here. They're screwing around. The stand-up comedy thing is real. It's absolutely real. And that is a breakthrough. Some of these other things are not. This is actually Google's technology.
That's what you said about the last one.
No, this one is. All right, somebody going down a tunnel, a soldier.
This is insane.
That is all fake. That's just AI, all done in this software. Very, very crisp, very skin-like technology. Many of these are very convincing. Here's a gentleman talking.
but wisdom speaks in a whisper.
Looks like the most interesting man in the world or something. The voices and the audio is getting better in these latest iterations. Again, we've come from Will Smith sloppily eating spaghetti to all of this. It's pretty amazing. The world is changing. And the world is also changing for medical technology. We hope to find out that our presidents have cancer before it's far too late. Far too late to help them, or far too late to inform the American public that perhaps the president has prostate cancer.
Now I got the stupid cataract song stuck in my head.
There are a lot of different ways that technology has helped people out. Ladies, I have one for you. Ladies, tell me what you think.
Yeah.
Tell me if you would do this. There's a new company. The company is called Teal. That is the name of the company. Teal is making this new product to do an at-home pap smear. An at-home pap smear. You just
Scoot down a little bit. Scoot down. It's going to be cold. Scoot down.
This thing is no small feat, though, that you're working with. The Teal Health tool, which will involve putting this device that they have, where you might imagine that you would put it for a cervical cancer screening.
Nature's pocket.
You would use this, and then it would show you a video, and then you would get the sample from this thing and send it back into the company. In this case, a company that was just approved by the FDA for the first at-home alternative to the pap smear.
So it's not even like an AI thing. You're just getting your own. Yeah.
You get this.
I don't want my vagina data in an app.
The app tells you how to do it, Sabrina. You do it, and then you send it in and get results, which,
your vagina data is on a computer somewhere.
I'm just saying this. I'm just saying this as a guy who has never experienced anything like this. But I feel like it might appeal to some women who find all of the pap smear gynecological stuff to be like a lot, which I could absolutely positively get.
Not fun.
But this doesn't look that much
eye smear
easier. It's a big thing that you have to, insert to get the data to send it off. Like it's some 23andMe kind of thing. And then they tell you, well, here's what's going on. Here's your situation with your cervical cancer.
23 and she.
Basically, the thing is, hi, Maria, your kid has arrived. It's time to screen for cervical cancer. The more screening, the better. But ladies, would you do this over actually going to a gynecological exam? That's going to be the question moving forward with all things AI, medicine, all of it. It's a crazy world that we're living in. So do tell us, would you take the opportunity? I'll put this up in what we call See It Now. That is something that you could do over on thenewsjunkie.com. You can see what we're talking about when there's a visual like this, and indeed this is a visual. So we'll put it up for you, and then tell us what you think if you are indeed on board with this device from a company called Teal, which is going to change the game for everybody out there. But here we go. I'm putting this up now as I blab at you here. Teal device photo. And I'm just grabbing the photo. Celine really wants me to just wrap this up.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay. It's up for you. Check it out now. The visual is up on thenewsjunkie.com in the See It Now section. Quick break. Do we have to take a break? We have to?
Yeah.
All right.
Kit Kat style.
You guys got all these rules about taking a break. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we got the next episode with Sabrina. What's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? Hollywood spun the wheel of unoriginal ideas, and we're getting another arcade game movie. And this one's a moly. I mean, a doozy. Motley Crue's Tommy Lee goes from smoking in the boys' room to catfishing on the internet, and that kickstarted an FBI investigation. Plus, we mourn the Norm as he's making his way to the Cheers in the Sky. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 8 p.m., it's Good Sauce with Ross and Joel. At 9, it's Real Laughs, followed by Real Music Weekends at 10 on Real Radio 104.1 and on your free iHeartRadio app.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. Another warm one today. Looks like we'll be free of any kind of storms. Our high temperature close to 94 degrees. For tomorrow, we're going to see some changes with a weak front moving into the region. That means isolated afternoon storms. A couple of those could be strong. High temperature 93. Looks like we'll dry it up for the first part of the weekend, but then get into some storm chances for early next week, maybe some welcome rain by the middle of next week. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Are you all worked up and working too much? You know what y'all need? Y'all need to chill out. Y'all need to have fun. Y'all need some adventure. Why? Y'all need Gatorland. How do we know? Ain't no one got more animals, more gators, or more fun than Gatorland. And now, Florida residents...
Okay. Hang on. All right, moving. I'm moving and grooving. Cole kicking it live. Okay. All right, I'm good. Damn, it's so black and blue. All right, the next episode when we return, the next episode is coming up in a bit here on the show. We love you. We appreciate you. We're glad to have YouTube on board today. YouTube on board for the mega comments or the mega chat thread. And I got to tell you, I was trying to build a mega chat alternative for a little while yesterday. None of the options are really any better than what we have here. So I just reconnected with Restream and it seemed to help bring the YouTube comments in today. I don't know. Every once in a while they just get glitchy over there and they don't tell us anything about how the chat is going to be fixed. So it is what it is, fellas. Big ups to Mega Chat. Need one with GIF ability? No way. I'm not allowing you people to put GIFs in Mega Chat. Sorry. Do that on Discord. My dad bought me a t-shirt from the Cheers bar when he went there many years ago. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, Cheers was, I think it was when I was a kid, it was still on air. And it was a really big show at the time. I was too young, I think, to connect with it. It was never super duper on my radar. We did watch Who's the Boss for a little while, and Mr. Belvedere was my jam. Mr. Belvedere was the tit. That was a fantastic program. But not as much Cheers. And however, we're going to hear about the guy who died here in the next episode. So stick with us. Okay. All right. Coming back.
Based restoration specialist will fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save 40% your first year with my name Clay as your promo code at lifelock.com. LifeLock, for the threats you can't control, terms apply.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando.
Mom and Dad seem different after a European-style holiday on MSC Cruises.
Call us Cloud and Yvette.
The ship had restaurants, shops, and nightlife.
La Galleria.
And of course, American touches like an aqua park and a sweets shop.
American je ne sais quoi.
Mom, you're from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, Kevin.
Book now and save up to 40% off, plus kids sale free. MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Don't miss TK Law. Trendley Kramer Law calls every Wednesday at 8:35 on the Monsters in the Morning. Ray Trendley and the Monsters will be discussing all things law, from the latest celebrity legal troubles to what's going on out there. Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Forever at the crossroads between viral news and total chaos.
World of entertainment and beyond. Hey, friends, welcome on board with the three best friends you never knew you had, going through the most viral stories of the day. Learn more at thenewsjunkie.com. Real quick before the next episode, Southwest Airlines kind of putting on a masterclass of how to ruin a company in a year. First, they said, hey, we're going to start charging everybody for the extra baggage, even though bags fly free was our thing. The whole motto is like, bags fly free. How could these other idiots charge you for your luggage to fly along with you? Now, and I know this would impact at least C-Lane, but Southwest Airlines is implementing a surprising new restriction on something that you can only have in plain sight now on their flights. You cannot have it hidden away. It's the first airline to do this. You cannot have this hidden away. You can still have it on the plane, but you have to have it out in the open so people can see it. Any guesses, Sabrina and C-Lane, as to what this would be that Southwest Airlines is saying? You can still have this on a flight, but it cannot be in your luggage or buried away. You have to have it out in public.
Oh.
Tough, huh? I said C-Lane would be impacted.
External battery.
External batteries is correct. Yeah, power banks. Power banks.
Hey, I
power
banks.
Bank. They said starting May 28th, passengers will be required to keep their power banks in plain sight, making the budget carrier the first to roll out this policy.
The entire time?
Yeah. I guess you got to, you can't have it in your backpack.
What happened to stowing everything during takeoff and landing?
Yeah, great question.
They want you to kind of put it in the seat back or something and run the cords to it so it's not hidden, because they worry about some of these larger batteries, which seems kind of nuts.
Well,
but
I know that
in
they're
your checked bag, you should not have it.
They're moving away from any of them being in checked bags. It used to be you couldn't have over a certain amount of power. Like I couldn't bring my Jackery, even though it's the cheapest Jackery there is, or second cheapest. I couldn't bring that on a plane
because it would be too much of a bomb.
It's too much of a threat in general. Yeah. Just carrying them on now, you just have to show them at all times? That's very weird.
Yeah, it's a little bit strange, but they want to make flying even more of a pain in the ass. So good luck with that, Southwest Airlines. You're losing my business one move at a time.
Yay.
Let's get into it. Here we go. All right, let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Chicken, old man, gear shifter.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don, thatmortgageguyDon.com. And of course, the man himself. He is looking out for you, has your best interest in mind, because he wants you to get the best deal when it comes to refinancing your beautiful home, buying your first dream home, debt consolidation, reverse mortgages, HELOCs, and everything in between. Just make sure that you are going to the website, thatmortgageguyDon.com. Very easy to navigate through and comparing your quote today before that boat goes away. That's not his phrase. Don't miss the boat, compare your quote. But go to thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat.
See, told you.
ThatmortgageguyDon.com.
It was a mere 25 years ago, 1999, one of the stars of this right here. Daytime.
That Days of Our Lives.
Nope.
General Hospital.
No.
All My Children.
All My Children is
Knew
correct.
I knew it.
All My Children, more like All My Nominations and Never Getting One. It was on this day that Susan Lucci finally won a Daytime Emmy after being nominated 19 times.
She was like the joke, like the token
She smoked some
person
weed,
you went to make fun of about so many nominations
Yep.
and never winning the award.
19 to be exact, the longest period of unsuccessful nominations in television history, but she finally got it. Susan, congratulations.
All right.
You did it.
The Luch dog.
And that's no congratulations, just a little bit of mourning for old Norman.
Oh, R.I.P.
He's left the bar, my friends. Cheers star George Wendt passed away this week at 76 years old. No word on cause of death, but his family says he died peacefully in his sleep while at home with a pillow on his face. That's so weird. Psych. George played Norm all 11 seasons of Cheers from 82 to 1993. The role earned him more than a few drinks in real life. Wherever I go out, people are always sending over a beer or a round for me and my friends.
Oh, what a problem to have, huh?
Unlike the other guy.
I know how you feel, Norm.
The other guy who I was at a bar with that had just opened, and I was talking to the owner who said, "Do you know who that is?" "That's the guy from Cheers." And I go, "You were on Cheers?" And the man got up and walked out. It was the mailman guy.
Ooh.
Yeah, and also one of the biggest voices in Pixar history. So,
And I believe box office history because he's been in all those Pixar movies.
I apologize to that guy one more time. I will recognize you moving forward and also get your name. In addition to the beer, George was also nominated for 6 Emmys, and his work includes Fletch, Spice World, Dreamscape, and 1985 horror comedy House. Horror commies, that's hand in hand, let's be honest. So bad news for all the immigrants or undocumented aliens.
Yeah.
Turns out that show I told you about that was backed up by Homeland Security, not so much backed up by Homeland Security.
Oh.
The department slammed the Daily Mail for falsely reporting that Secretary Kristi Noem is backing a reality show about immigrants competing for citizenship, saying their reporting is an affront to journalism. But if you check the front of it, there's a lot of advertising. So I imagine they got some good web hits that day. They receive hundreds of television show pitches every year. Did you know that? The Department of Homeland Security?
No, I did not. Who's pitching them?
Ranging from documentaries surrounding ICE and
Did Hollywood just start giving out the wrong phone number?
To a white-collar investigation. Each proposal undergoes a thorough vetting process prior to denial or approval. This pitch was not received and did not get approval or rejection by staff. But maybe it'll still happen. We have some drama when it comes to Tommy Lee. And Motley Crue.
What happened to him?
It's been all up in my TikTok. I'm familiar with his wife, Brittany Furlan, because I watched her on Vine before she got married to a rock star and looks completely different. And now there is a scandal involving a singer by the name of Ronnie Radke?
Yep.
We'll call him Ronnie R. from Falling in Reverse, and a catfishing scam. It was a combination of his drinking, the catfishing, Snapchat, and then Tommy Lee and Brittany announced last week they've been living separately for a few weeks because she feels his drinking has gotten out of hand. And then Tommy Lee is doing the opposite, where he's like, she's been cheating on me. And then this Ronnie guy comes into play, who I'm familiar with the band.
Falling in Reverse?
Yeah. I mean,
I've heard of them.
They're fun, but he seems kind of like a douchebag to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So she said, I've had enough. I've been harassed by this Ronnie guy. He's sent 3 cease and desistes and has not listened. For the final time, leave me alone, Ronnie. So I guess the FBI is now involved, according to Ronnie, when he talked to TMZ. He doubled down on his claim that he has never spoken to Furlan, that she has been catfished by the same person pretending to be him the entire time, which is not unlikely. I mean, there's a great
No, it
documentary
happens.
about Tegan and Sarah and their giant catfishing scandal. But according to Ron Dog, the FBI now involved. It's a felony. It's a crime. It's pretty serious, I guess. End quote. I want to prove to everybody it's not me.
Is catfishing a felony?
I guess
No,
so.
you'd have to commit another crime while pretending to be somebody.
Some sort of
I
fraud,
think.
defamation, maybe. I don't
Tommy
know why
Lee,
FBI
though.
would get involved.
Shouts out to Tommy Lee. I will suggest to you, my friend, if your drinking is getting out of control, these THC drinks are game changers, man.
Delta 9.
They really are. They make you feel right. You don't feel bad in the morning.
Sean's gonna be ripping bongs any day now.
I find it hard to believe that Tommy Lee has made it 62 years and only now has his drinking got out of control.
Right. I've seen videos. I've seen this guy get in a fight with his son and stuff. Like, he's a
I
mess.
also saw his penis on the boat.
Yeah, but he seemed relatively sober-ish at that time, at least.
I got something for you.
Yeah?
How would you like a piercing, but without the pain?
Yes.
Well, we got someone to thank by the name of Kim Kardashian. Following the success of her viral Skims Ultimate Nipple Bra, the entrepreneur is introducing a version in which you get piercings in it.
I don't get this. I mean, I guess there's an idea that
Nip
because I'm
piercings
looking
are back?
no, there's like the bra that these people are hawking makes it look like your nipples are pierced. And I think there's some element where some women want to look like they have hard nips all the time.
Sure.
I often wonder who this stuff is for. I don't know if I've ever met a guy who's like, damn, man, did you see how hard her nipples were? That is so hot.
Or not hard. How about pierced? And I want to see those nips. What kind of jewels are you dangling there on
I just think it's
areola?
weird. And it's probably way more expensive than like a regular bra, right? I don't know.
The first one without the nipple piercings are $68. So I imagine this is going to be, $74. Push-up piercing bra Skims. Best of luck, ladies.
All right.
Or guys with
What happens
boobs.
when you get her home and the bra comes off and she doesn't have any piercings?
Get out. I thought they were.
This was the whole reason
they
you
were
were into
pierced.
this.
If the woman is above the age of 30, I don't want all these piercings all over the place. It makes me question your life moves. It's like a man having a tongue piercing at 30
You had a tongue
plus.
piercing.
Yes, and then guess what happened when I got close to 30 years old? Do I have a tongue piercing right now? No.
You do not.
I don't. No.
Follow your dreams. I'm me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. But most importantly, say it with me, you pierced nipples.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina.
Thank you, Sabrina. Sorry, I was waiting for you to talk about your
yes.
thing, your Fringe thing or whatever.
My what? French?
Fringe thing?
Uh-huh. Oui. I want to tell you, those of you in town, the Orlando Fringe Festival is happening on Friday, for free on the outdoor stage. Is myself and Angel from the Monsters in the Morning. We're going to be doing what we call Sound Clash. Karaoke versus DJ, live games, giveaways, total music mayhem. We got talent, sing-along, surprises, and it's free. It's wild.
What's the verses part?
Angel DJs, I do karaoke stuff.
But how does that become a battle? Like, does he DJ a song, and then if your karaoke song is better than his DJ song, then you win that round?
I guess you're going to have to come and find out. There are multiple games. There are different levels in which we will battle each other, and we will include the audience. But most importantly, I just want people to show up. We have a lot of fun swag to give away, and considering the space, I just went there yesterday. Also saw Fritz's show, which was fantastic.
Oh, fun. The one where he's like does the Foley for the radio drama?
Yeah, like old school, timey radio. I'm sorry, I'm
That's
blanking on the
right
name.
up Fritz's alley.
But it's like radio theater, something along those lines. I recommend
clever.
it. But I saw the outdoor stage space, which is a lot of fun, but there's a lot of seats. So I just want people to come and have a good time. And we're going to need your help as far as the Sound Clash goes. Any more information you need, go to my Instagram or Angel's Instagram or Real Radio's Instagram. And I'll see you on Friday. Thank you for the time, Sean and Celine.
All right, quick break. When we come back, we got to give you all the latest that's happening in the Diddy trial because there is some wild stuff. some wild testimony from yesterday. I've got text messages that were dropped in the trial. I've got, there was a bunch of talk about sex tapes. You got Kid Cudi is, I guess, going to be testifying today at some point here.
Day or night?
Both in his world. Great song. But when we come back, we'll get to that plus this concert that they're trying to call a flop. But I don't know, this might be a bigger conversation. What's going on? We'll talk about that. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
The 2025 Orlando International Fringe Theater Festival is happening now through May 26th. Learn.
No way, really? All right, let's talk about that when we come back. All right. He's putting me up, folks. Hang on, I ditched my pen.
You're going up, by the way.
Thank you. Couldn't do that yesterday. Couldn't do that yesterday. God, man, I can't wait till this is better. I cannot wait till we solve this problem. We'll give you all the juice on the Diddy case next. We got that all lined up and ready to go. Somebody said that would be like Hobby Channel on Twitch or something said that would be like getting a whole bunch of tattoos in your 50s. Okay. I mean, I was 40 when I got 41, maybe when I got the latest round of tattoos, because I want to reclaim tattoos in my life. Have a positive relationship with tattoos. I love some of the tattoos that I have. If you don't, you can kiss my ass. I really don't care. And the tattoos that I don't like, I'm getting lasered off. An ongoing process. Love it. But thank you for that, whatever that was supposed to mean. Thanks. Okay, folks. Tanya says, no Kid Cudi at the trial yet today. They said he could appear as soon as today, so maybe he doesn't make it. The Silent Coda says he has tattoos on his ass too. Ow! Ah! Oh! The Floor Blaster 2000 got me. Ah! Shit! Oh! That was bad. I was just feeling good. I blame you, Austin. Austin! I blame you for all of this. Damn it, now I can't see what's going on in chat. I'm going over there, okay? Oh. All right. Okay. All right, I'm back. Maybe that's supposed to why maybe that's why you're supposed to use it on the opposite side. I'm just telling you, it doesn't work as good for me on that side. You can say whatever you want, it just doesn't work that good for me on that side. Haha, video is about 30-second delayed. Well, you found us out, sir. You really found us out. I mean, you're wrong, but yes, you found us out. The video is delayed on OBS to match up with the audio coming back from iHeartHQ, which is what they call a profanity delay, which allows you to drop things that are legally scurrilous or profane and against FCC rules so that the audience does not hear them and you keep your license to broadcast. We have, I think, a 10 or so second delay on the audio. So we delay our video, in fact, to match up with our audio. And yes. It's also, we could do this without an audio and video delay, but then everything would just get broadcast whether it was legally troublesome or not. and we could not dump things. More people should do that, by the way. A lot of these live streamers out there saying, like, America deserved 9/11, and then getting hit when they could say that stuff and then dump it. You know what I mean? Last minute pick me for Fritz on the Street? Good luck. You guys curse like sailors? Who? Who is you guys? You have to be more specific than that. Who is you guys in this whole thing? Who is it that you're talking about? Okay, we got 2 minutes. Folks, relevant in 2025 or not? Relevant or not in 2025? Ready, chat? Relevant or not in 2025? Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson, is she relevant in 2025, or is there a reason why she's having trouble selling tickets to her concerts? Janet Jackson, relevant or not? And what's the best example of Janet Jackson's music? Like, what's the absolute banger? Let us know. Janet Jackson. I'm moving over here. Stretch that back. Yeah, I do have a little back pain, but it's going to have to do for now until I can walk again. And then I'm going to get so good at stretching. I'll be the stretch master. Gatorade says, all of you compared to other shows curse? What are you, a little bitch? You little fucking bitch? You little baby about cursing? You little curse baby? Wah! They're cursing! Wah!
Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, HAPPY, HAPPY, happy. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Story time with the 3 best friends you never knew you had.
Make yourself comfortable. Meet a friend. Share some juice. And get to know each other a little bit better. That's what we're here for today. The 3 best friends you never knew you had, going through the most viral stories today. Learn more at thenewsjunkie.com.
Share that
juice. Question for you.
What happened?
Is this person... I know what you're going to say, Sabrina, already. Is this person relevant in 2025? Okay, I'm going to say the name of the performer, and you tell me if they're relevant or if they're just not relevant enough to be selling tickets, and that's why they have a problem.
Okay.
The name, Janet Jackson.
Relevant.
Janet Jackson, relevant in 2025, C-Lane?
I think so. Moderately?
I say no. I say she still has mega banger hits, but as of now, with like young generations, I don't think most people know Janet Jackson's song under 25. I don't.
You'd be
I don't
surprised.
think that they do.
I went to her show twice. I've been already once a couple years ago, and then I went with my mom. Even sooner than that.
Yeah, I know your mom's a big fan. That's why I knew where you were going to land on this.
She just went recently, but it was packed to the gills.
I totally forgot that I recently went to a Janet Jackson concert, but only to see the opening act.
Who was that?
Ludacris.
Oh yeah.
Okay, all right.
Who played 30 seconds of each of his hits.
That's a rap concert right there.
Janet Jackson is now 58 years old. She's got a self-titled Las Vegas residency, and they say she's struggling to sell tickets for this. She's got about 60% of the tickets for tonight at the premiere performance that have not been sold. The premiere performance for this.
For the
60%.
first one, that is...
Why are they premiering it at such an awkward date?
With a big opening night on Wednesday, they said that they at AXS ticket sales showed a majority of the seats in the 5,000-person venue were still available. Now, they're going to say some things like Janet Jackson isn't relevant in 2025. I think that's true. I'll tell you, I started to think differently about this. I watched that performance that Method Man had at the New York Music Festival where none of the young people knew who the hell he was. And afterwards, Method Man, who I love, Method Man goes, I'm not doing these shows anymore. It's done. It's over with. I watched Jennifer Lopez perform in front of a big crowd of people at this concert, and none of them were moving. None of them were dancing with her because nobody knew a J-Lo song because they were all under the age of 25. And some of these people
know taco-flavored kisses?
They didn't even know the South Park Jam. They didn't know what was going on. They thought that she wasn't relevant. I don't think Janet Jackson is extremely relevant to younger people in 2025, just like I don't think J-Lo's music is super relevant to those same people right now. But I don't think that's what the problem is. I think if you have ticket sales problems with Janet Jackson, with Beyonce, with everybody whose name is not Taylor and not Swift, with all of the people who aren't Taylor Swift, you're going to have ticket sales problems. You know why? Because people are burned out. They don't want to pay so much anymore. They think it's outrageous that Janet Jackson's going to be up there playing songs that you hope you remember that cost up to $444 for a seat. We start to do the per song pricing as to find out how much this stuff costs. I think it's not really a reflection necessarily on Janet Jackson or a reflection on Beyonce, where people are trying to point out the unsold tickets at her shows. I think more than anything, there is an absolute burnout on paying so much for everything.
I mean, it's insane, honestly.
Most notably live events, right? Yeah, I think that is the absolute issue that we're facing there.
You're paying for one concert what we could have paid to see 5 to 10 of our favorite artists 5 years ago.
I think that's accurate, yeah. I mean, you have just done this not that long ago. You got tickets to see Beyonce, which is coming up, I think, before too long.
These aren't the worst ticket prices I've seen.
No.
I don't know what the Vegas residency market usually looks like.
What's it mean that you're even saying that, though? Like, the idea that you're like, this isn't so bad.
Well, the closest that I can get to the stage right now, if I'm buying from AXS, is third row off to the side, $407.
That's expensive.
It is expensive, but I've seen worse. You know, I've seen people who think a lot more highly of themselves. However, on the flip side, there are $50 tickets to this show.
Yeah,
and
like
those people
nosebleeds
that are looking for a last minute thing to do in Vegas, that's going to be her customers. But as far as the opening night, because think about it, Adele.
That's embarrassing.
Remember Adele's residency?
Mm-hmm.
It's nearly impossible to get tickets. You had to be in you had to pick a date ahead of time, and the same, Ticketmaster pre-sale crap. She ended up having to cancel her first week.
What do you mean pick a date ahead of time?
You had to sign up for the pre-sale, and you had to pick what day, like 3 dates you wanted to go.
And you could also get like virtual spots in line. It's a whole It's like a whole thing to get them to take hundreds and hundreds of dollars for you. People have had enough. They've had enough of it. And they go, okay, so I'm going to go to Vegas. I'm going to go to Vegas. I'm going to stay at a decent hotel. You can still get a nice hotel in Vegas for not that much. It's one of the only places you could do that. And then I'm going to go see Janet Jackson. But if I want to go see a couple other things, maybe a Cirque show or this or that, while I'm out and about, now it's going to cost $300, $400, $500. Now I'm dropping $1,000. It's just a lot. It adds up, and people would rather save a little bit of money or do something that maybe requires a bit more thought but isn't so cost prohibitive as going to see Janet Jackson move around. I just think that's it. I don't think it's about each person. I think it's an overall burnout on extreme ticket prices. But let us know what you think. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com, thenewsjunkie.com. Speaking of that, let's go over to somebody talking about concert tickets being expensive. Here's our friend Butters. What's going on, Butters?
So I'm going to the Metallica concert next month on the 6th. It is 2 concerts. It's one on the 6th and one on the 8th. I can't remember how much exactly I paid for the ticket, but for the 2 tickets and for the hotel room altogether, I paid like $400. I'm not going to lie. That's a phenomenal deal.
That's
and I'm
great.
staying in Tampa the whole weekend until Monday. So Friday to Monday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Not that bad. But like other places like WrestleMania, Super Bowl, Beyonce, like all these artists that are full of themselves, no.
No, he says. For the Beyonce, yes, for Metallica, but is there a big difference? Elaine, look up Metallica tickets exactly the same way you just looked up those Janet Jackson tickets. Is Metallica really some band that's not full of themselves and not charging that much?
Oh, Metallica also has not stopped touring.
No, they've been on tour for a while now.
When you have these pop-up tours or tours every couple years, then that's where you're seeing those massive prices. But, I mean, Metallica was just here not too long
also,
ago.
they're going to charge massive prices because they think they can. They haven't felt the full brunt of the pushback yet. Tell them. Tell your Beyoncés. Tell your Metallicas. Tell them by not purchasing the tickets.
Hello, Metallicas.
It's too expensive. It's too costly right now, all right? People don't want to pay it anymore. Here is Heckin' Harry talking about THC drinks at the liquor store now. And boy, are they something. Here you go.
What's up, news junkies?
Hey.
I just heard you guys briefly talking about the THC drinks as a way to get off of alcohol.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was drinking pretty heavy. Started drinking these THC-infused Bloody Marys. Mellow Mary, MLLO.
Mellow Mary.
Absolutely. You're 100% right. Complete game changer. Have a great day, guys. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, it has been for me. I'm telling you, they're feel-good drinks. And I've seen older people, younger people. They're relevant. People want those THC drinks because it's not doing a wrecking ball's worth of damage to your body and your insides. You get a nice little good feeling off of it. It's good. Like at the end of the night, I'm now having, last night I had, and you guys got to, I don't know if you understand how bad this was getting for a time. I was drinking a lot of whiskey, a lot. And now, last night was a good example of the average night now. I had a Moscow Mule that came in a can. It was a really good one, actually, for those canned beverages that have gotten more popular. One Moscow Mule in a can and one of the THC seltzers. They're called nowadays, I think. And they're quite expensive, but they are delicious. And you're just watching a movie, hanging out, kicking back after a long day, feeling good, not damaging my liver. Oh, times are tops. I like it, and I think you might as well. So if you could take off a couple of nights from drinking and do that, I would encourage you to do so, friend. All right, let's do one more here. Here is Jan Pin talking about retirement with a robot caretaker. Hello?
Hello.
Hey.
I just wanted to tell you that I Googled the Optimus robot, and it said it costs $20,000. My plan when I get really old is to buy one of those and not go in a nursing home and let that robot take care of me in my own home. Doesn't that sound like a good plan?
Yeah, sure.
I'm counting on it. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
Jump in. Just save more than $20. I'll tell you, I was talking about the server that I've been building in the studio. There's a tower in my studio full of all the equipment that runs this show. There's a bunch of it. And one thing that I just put in there was a new 2-unit server. And the server runs a bunch of things, runs my media server for my house. And then I have some virtual machines on there, which Celine and I already have up running with some stuff that, like, you know, makes things work behind the scenes on the show. And the server so far, with all the tech I have into it, it's pretty powerful. It's nice. And it's got 128 gig of memory. I think right now I've got about $3,000 in it all the way through and through. And that's about all I need. $3,000. But that's $3,000 for one media server. You got to look at that Tesla Optimus robot and all the sensors and all the gears and everything that's in that, and tell me you really believe they're going to get that to you for $20,000? A Janet Jackson concert ticket is $444. You ain't getting a robot friend for $20,000. It's going to be $200K or more. Trust me. Mark my words on that. Write that down. Somebody writing that down?
I am.
Quick break. When we come back, we got jury duty coming up. I'll put all the Diddy updates because there's a bunch of big ones. We'll put the Diddy updates in jury duty. When we come back, we'll talk about Kevin Spacey and what's happening with him, and an update on the Louisiana prison escape. Have they captured anybody else? Has anybody been fired over this yet? All of that and more coming up next on the News Junkie.
The Jim Colbert Show. Real talk, fake maturity. The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
The right lane's blocked on Orange Blossom Trail southbound before Americana Boulevard. There's a crash, slowing down traffic through the city on I-4 eastbound at Colonial Drive. It's off to the shoulder there. Disabled trucks getting cleared up on I-95 northbound before LPGA Boulevard. The right lane's partially locked there. Emergency crews are blocking all lanes on Hunt Club Boulevard between Summerlin Boulevard and Sand Lake Road. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
The future is bright. RC Hill here. It's graduation season. This month, I'm helping people graduate from their old ride. I'll help you save up to $10,000 on a new Mitsubishi with a lifetime warranty. You can even drive the redesigned 2025 Outlander top safety picked in Yamaha sound system. Or the new Mirage, 43 miles per gallon, lifetime warranty starting at only $15,900. Plus, I've got over 200 certified used cars. But hurry, pre-tariff prices won't last long. I'm RC Hill. See all my rides at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Quitting tobacco is hard, but it's also hard to deal with a cough that won't go away and thinking it's lung cancer, or feeling your heart race after a walk and wondering if it's a heart attack, or telling your family you may not be around to see your next birthday.
Quitting tobacco is hard, but the consequences are even harder. Tobacco-Free Florida has free resources to help you stay smoke-free. You may be eligible to receive free nicotine patches, gum, or lozenges. Call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW or visit tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Yes, it's true that most injury attorneys don't cost you a dime unless they get you money for your injuries. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. It pains me to hear people still don't know that you don't have to pay me up front. Never deal with the insurance companies alone. They have a team of lawyers, and you should have a team too. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit justcallmo.com or call me at 1-800-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Office, Orlando.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Skull Mike, how we doing over there? Everybody say hi to Crazy Drunk Cat Lady. Everybody say hi to Jackie. Jackie says, Sean, to each their own. I think tattoos look stupid after a certain age. Jackie, with all due respect, I'm struggling to walk at the moment. So, what am I going to say about this? But that is far more embarrassing than tattoos. It's a stylistic, aesthetic choice. Either you like it or you don't, and I'm sorry you don't. So sorry. Beha says, I think Jackie is a bitch. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Jackie versus Beha. Pick sides right now. Everybody align yourselves. Jackie versus Beha. I don't think it was that aggressive. Team Jackie or Team Beha? You know, it's really just an aesthetics thing. Either people like tattoos or they don't like tattoos. There's a group of guys that are very much like Jackie, and guys will be like, I don't want a woman with tattoos. Tattoos on a woman is trashy. I don't find tattoos on a woman trashy at all. I don't have any problems with tattoos on a woman. I think at some women it looks great, some women it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? I think it's different per person and per style. All right, 1 minute, baby. Team YouTube, says Tanya. Stop telling people I have AIDS, says Biha. Good luck with your treatment. God bless. God bless us all. Okay, here we go. Jackie versus Biha. Our next boxing tournament is Jackie versus Biha. Who's going to win?
Trust me, he's got a lot of things to say about it with the Breakfast Club. And Aubrey O'Day, Diddy's former protege, joins Amy Robach and TJ Holmes for exclusive coverage of a trial that's gripping the nation.
Explore the latest. Open the free iHeartRadio app and see what's trending now.
Look to Orange Buick GMC for your next truck at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, HAPPY. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Radio 104.1.
Send us a dispatch and join the ranks of the great 5%ers.
YouTube says, thoughts on a face tattoo? If Courtney wanted a face tattoo, would you support it? LOL is Decon's question on YouTube. If Courtney wanted a face tattoo, would I support it? I mean, I don't know. Is she in the middle of some sort of breakdown where I should be worried about her decisions? Or is this just like something that she thinks she wants? And I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care about that at all. That's just me. Some people like that stuff. Some people don't. There's some people who hate tattoos and wouldn't date anybody with a tattoo, and they think it's trashy. Some people who think it's cool. You all have your own aesthetics that you like. It's just the way things go. I'm not going to be able to convince you otherwise. I will share with you the latest, the update on this inmate escape in Louisiana. We'll get to that in just a moment. You can join us on the show, whether you like tattoos or not, or like what we're talking about or not during the show today. You can send us what we call a dispatch, record your message for the show over at thenewsjunkie.com. It's been an interesting time to be a visitor to the White House. I guess the president of South Africa just went to the White House to join Trump.
I saw a little bit of that back and forth.
Trump was talking to him about some of the things that are happening in South Africa, and I'll listen to it in a second. I don't know if the South African president was denying him or not, but he dimmed the lights in the White House and he started showing a whole bunch of videos of what he was talking about to like put the guy on the spot. And so the South African thing, by the way, is really dumb. There's a lot of dumb people involved in this argument. And they'll try to make it about, they'll say, what's happening in South Africa is not a genocide. Well, clearly it's not a genocide, right? Obviously it's not a genocide. You're starting to quibble over the word genocide and getting focused on that. But what Trump is saying, and what some other people I think are saying, is that there are undoubtedly racist laws in South Africa post-apartheid. They have really a major issue with a lot of their extremists in the country that just openly hate the white South Africans and want them out of there. They want to march them out of South Africa. They don't think they belong there, and they want them gone. And the argument over whether it's a genocide is stupid. It's a distraction. It's like to obfuscate the simple question of, is there anything wrong happening in South Africa? Is there anything wrong going on there? Or is this just desserts because colonialism bad, because apartheid bad, and the South Africans who are white are still benefiting from all of this crap, whatever. So Trump invites the president of South Africa into the White House, and I guess he's like, here, I want you to watch all of these South African politicians saying stuff about white people. So let's watch it together here. I'm going to turn this up.
Turn the lights down.
Turn the lights down.
Put this on. It's right behind you.
There's nothing this parliament can do. With or without you, people are going to occupy land.
Oh, no.
Permission from you, from the president, from no one.
I don't know what's going on here.
What is happening?
Who's screaming? I don't believe that's the South African president. Is that somebody else who's screaming about this?
Interpreter?
He's got the lights dimmed down. South African president isn't even an interpreter. He's got the lights dimmed down, and he's got a screen up. So they knew this was going to happen. There's a screen that they have put into the White House, the room here where they're meeting, where that is not usually there.
We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us?
Okay, that's from the clips that he's playing. That's what it is.
Occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. South African occupy land. That's who we are.
All right, so he's got the lights dimmed, and he's just playing this long video of all these clips of South African politicians saying things like, I imagine, kill the Boers, which is about killing white South Africans, even though they'll try to tell you it's not. It's a long clip. I'm fast forwarding along the timeline. And he's got this good. Now I'm 2 minutes in to the clip that he's playing for the South African president. Now, all right, now it fades out. I want to see if the South African president responds after this. It's so awkward. Here we go. All right, shoot the Boer is what they're actually singing in this thing. B-O-E-R is a white farmer. This is so awkward for the South African president. You see his face right now? He's like, what is happening? I want to see your response.
These are burial sites right here. Burial sites. Over 1,000 of white farmers, and those cars are lined up to pay love on a Sunday morning. Each one of those white things you see is a cross. And there's approximately 1,000 of them. They're all white farmers.
He hasn't said anything yet.
White farmers. And those cars aren't driving. They're stopped there to pay respects to their family member who was killed.
Oh, man, I really wanted to see him respond. Even in this clip, they just kind of there. All right, I was showing the clips. There you go. The president of South Africa at the White House, and a lot of surprise moments at the White House this year so far. Zelensky thinks he's just going to kind of cruise through and maybe get some more money from Congress, and that doesn't happen. Now, you don't know. It could be a gotcha moment. A little gotcha moment for you there in the White House. What do we think about these? Let us know. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your dispatch right now. This says, Eddie says, they're showing the hate on tape. Rachel says, but people feel like they have to right the wrongs committed. Well, that's the big thing. In South Africa, because of a system of apartheid where the whites ruled and the blacks in South Africa had much less power, even though they were an absolute majority in the area. And it was like not even a separate but equal situation in South Africa, was a vile, terrible thing. Mandela was right about all of these things. And they have changed that. That has been changed for, I don't know, half a century now, or getting closer to that. Maybe not quite into that territory just yet, but for decades and decades and decades. And this becomes are you okay with discriminating against the other person because it rights past wrongs, right? And if you say, yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with like stomping the people that did the bad thing, not just correcting course and being equal for all people, but equity, right? That big step forward from equality, which most people agree is a fair thing. Everybody should have an equal shake at things. May the best win, merit-based society and stuff. Then equity, which is advantaging people based on things like their skin color or whether or not they're, native South Africans as they fight this out. But I want more from the actual president. I'll see if I can find some clips of him responding, and you let us know what you think. Send your dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com right now. All right, we got to keep this tight, right? Can I play one little video dispatch?
Tight.
You said it was going to be the tightest.
So tight.
All Day Yucker sent in a dispatch, though, and it's me in the studio with the floor blaster 5 billion.
Ooh, fun.
All right.
Don't call it a cane. Don't call it a cane. Here it is.
It's a cane.
All right. Are those tap shoes that he put on me? I think it is.
Oh, my God.
He's got me like some clowny tap shoes.
Yuckers.
Breaking it down in the studio.
One of my favorites.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Appreciate the AI. Even though it turns off the ticker in the studio.
I just noticed that. That's odd.
Timeless.
Kicks off the ticker in the studio. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with you. We'll get to your thoughts on everything happening, and we'll also get to jury duty and this Louisiana prison escape, plus the Diddy evidence and Kevin Spacey. All of that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800.
Skull Mike! Skull Mike! Sea Witch saying Elon Musk wants South Africa to be run by whites again, and that we should take their refugees, even though they're not refugees from South Africa. What would make you believe that Elon Musk wants whites to rule in South Africa? I'll start there. What percentage of the South African parliament or legislature do you think is white? What percentage of the leadership in South Africa do you think is white? I'm just curious if you think that that's what he wants. There are, and he's right about this, legitimately laws that says if you have a corporation in South Africa, you have to have this many employees that are black South Africans. Your CEO and your executive structure can only be this race. That there are absolutely quotas and stuff that the South African government has. There are other laws that enshrine race in law and employment law in particular in South Africa. You could defend it if you want, but it's real. It's not a thing. And as far as the saying that South African refugees aren't actually refugees, hello? Oh, hey, whoa, hey, how you doing? Bikini babe at my door. Hey, how you doing? I forgot what I was talking about. What? What do you want? Oh, hi. Okay. See you later. Huh? Okay. Be safe. Be safe in that pool. You think that South Africans are not legit refugees, which I find to be hilarious. Hilarious when we've had one-party rule in the world of immigration, essentially, in this country, telling us that all these sons of bitches are actual legit refugees. They were like coming from Central America and fleeing fucking climate change. Fleeing the scourges of climate change. It was like, how dare you want to send these people back? They're real refugees, and the South Africans are fake refugees. The only real refugees are people in places that are active war zones, like, Gaza, Syria, always and forever. You could argue Lebanon. You could argue several other countries where there's active wars, Sudan. But otherwise, you're just picking and choosing, and it seems a little weird. I, for one, don't like things that are racist, even if you think it's racist in a direction you like. But that's just me. Ryan says probably 60 to 70% white. South African lawmakers, 60 to 70% white. Now I want you to Google that, Ryan. Okay? Go look up South African Parliament by racial demographics. And come back to me. Tell me how that works out for you, okay? Because this is one of those things that people tend to do. It's called an overestimation bias. You're like, well, here's what I think, so this must be true. Go now, take your priors and search that, and then tell me what you think, okay? 3 minutes, folks. 3 minutes. But is it girthy? What? Girth Brooks? Why are you guys talking about girth? Their last names are white? Here's the truth that nobody wants to tell you. Weirdo, overeducated, online, social outcasts, left-wing people run defense for racism in one direction. When I think that racism in any direction is bad. Supremacy in any direction is bad. I think we should unite people, not divide them. And we've done far too much of that. So we got to stop this retarded bullshit and head in a direction where we try to lift up people based on their class restrictions, based on their financial restrictions. We try to make things better off for everybody and make it so you really do have some sort of equality in our country or in any other country where they're striving for it. It's dumb activist left-wing politics that have fucked this up for probably 15 years and divided people along racial lines worse than they've ever been. Maybe not worse than they've ever been. That's an exaggeration. But worse than they've ever been in the last 3 or 4 decades. That's absolutely true. 2 minutes. JD says, here's the truth. Billions of people are being oppressed, yet Trump chooses the white South Africans. Well, I think the white South Africans don't have a lot of popular people rallying behind their cause. I don't think their cause is comparable to a lot of people who have it much worse. But, I mean, I think they have a legit gripe on some front. You might not want to kill off the farmers. Might find yourself a bit hungry. Give it a try.
We know life doesn't slow down for anything, especially a broken garage door. Since 2002, Precision Garage Door has been proudly serving the Orlando community. Local and reliable, that's what makes us different. Our vans are fully stocked, so when you call, our fully vetted techs are ready to provide you with same-day service. Whether it's a stuck door or a snap spring, Precision Garage Door Service of Orlando has you covered right when you need it the most. We know a broken garage door can't wait, which is why we're always prepared to help by keeping our vans fully stocked. Call Precision Garage Door Service of Orlando today to schedule your repair. Precision Garage Garage doors done right.
When disaster strikes your home or business, you need more than a quick fix. You need a team you can count on. You need Paul Davis Restoration, serving all of coastal and central Florida. From storm and water damage to fire, smoke, or mold, Paul Davis Restoration is ready 24/7 with the experience and care to get life back on track. They dry, clean, repair, and restore. Fast, professional, and reliable every step of the way. When things go wrong, they do what's right. Call Paul Davis Restoration, serving all of coastal and central Florida.
Rapid radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
New Year's resolution is to buy a home? Get your free buyer's guide at thenicklygroup.com.
He's smiling, and that alone should scare you. This
the Diddy case, even if you're like, oh, don't care, Diddy sucks, he's terrible. It's interesting to keep up with ahead of the verdict that we're going to see in the next, I don't know, month or so. And why not know what's going on in that world? We'll keep you up to date in the little tiny blips and blops that we talk about it in. We're also going to give you an update on what's happening in Louisiana. And finally, they're calling for the heads of some of these politicians in Louisiana, in New Orleans in particular, who have led to situations like this prison where it was hilariously easy for these guys to escape. So much so that they wrote little notes on the wall where they broke out of the prison.
Too easy.
And said it was T.O. easy. Too easy. T.O. easy for them to break out. That's what they were saying.
And one of them was innocent, according to those writings as well.
Yeah, the other guys, though, you got to figure out which one. All right,
no,
here we go.
Crossed it out and said, "We innocent."
Let's learn how things are going here. Let's get informed. Let's do jury duty.
court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. He's the best. He's so amazing. You're going to love the process working with the Just Call Mo team. They are going to help you go against the insurance companies. They take your money all the time. They have billions and billions and billions of dollars. When you get injured, there's something societally wrong with our country where we have for decades and decades and decades been made to feel bad and litigious for going after what we deserve after an injury and what we pay for with these insurance company premiums in so many cases. So do the right thing. Make the move that's best for you and your family. 800-CALL-MO or go to justcallmo.com. All right, to the Louisiana situation. People are really embarrassed in Louisiana because of what has been happening with this inmate escape. 10 inmates, some of them for murder charges and all sorts of stuff, were out on the loose. It couldn't have been easier for them to escape. They first had a reward for like $5,000 for these folks. And now some people are calling for the sheriff of New Orleans to resign. And they're right. She should. She's terrible. She's god-awful. Susan Hudson should resign. And this should be the last of her career in law enforcement as a whole. Let's hear some of these people talking about this.
Federal monitors who came in and took a look at this jail last year twice warned of serious problems at the jail under Sheriff Hudson's leadership. They said the jail was understaffed, that high-risk inmates were not segregated and kept separate from the general population. They also found that inmates were often left completely unsupervised in their cells.
Sounds like it.
Why wasn't any of the...
Yeah. Geez, it's almost like anybody could have seen this coming. The report said you guys are doing a terrible job of running a prison, and 10 people escaped, and it was easy as hell for them to do.
Fixed after not one but two of these reports last year.
I wish I knew the answer to that, because this is why I think she should resign.
This is a Louisiana State Representative Amy Freeman.
If you've already been given the instructions on how to fix the jail, you should fix it. You shouldn't be, waiting till tell everybody that you don't have the money. She really should be taking responsibility. I understand today at the city council hearing, I was in Baton Rouge for House action and for voting in the House floor, but I understand she did do some acceptability and apology, but she can't be blaming others. The buck stops with her.
That's not enough, she says. She should resign. The sheriff should step down. And I think this is somebody else on the House floor talking about, in Louisiana House, talking about the same thing.
We are very...
It's the same lady?
Disheartened and disturbed about the alarming lack of leadership of the Orleans Parish Sheriff. And I'm sure you all are aware of the 10 inmates who were able to escape, and thus, 6 of them have not been caught.
Yeah, now we're down to 5. They captured one more inmate, and this person, Corey Boyd, who was originally charged with second-degree murder, attempted second-degree murder, aggravated battery, and threatening a public official. He is now back behind bars.
Good.
And they're sending them over to, oh, God, what's the name? Can you see that? I forgot the name.
Alcatraz.
No, it's like their Alcatraz, though. It's a really...
Max security.
Yeah, it's a max security prison in Louisiana that they've been sending them to. I can't remember the name, but it's a famous one. Angola. They're sending them to Angola. And Angola is no joke. Angola is like the real deal facility. But they should have known that this place was falling apart, and that this sheriff, this woman, has no idea what she's doing running this city. She is a catastrophe.
Louisiana's only maximum security prison, the largest in the United States, and as many different prisons throughout the country and actually throughout the world tend to get this, even though it was such a tiny place. It is nicknamed the Alcatraz of the South. There's an Alcatraz of this, an Alcatraz of that. Everywhere has their own little Alcatraz.
You know what my favorite part about it is? Angola... I don't want to be wrong about this, but this sounds right. Angola is, I believe, one of the only prisons in the world that is also home to its own rodeo. They have a rodeo.
In the prison.
The prisoners get to take part in things like working on farms, getting all sorts of like labor and stuff done. And the ones that are interested and well-behaved usually can participate in the rodeos that they have at Angola prison.
Yeah, in the 2000s, the main prison church for camps D and C and a chapel were constructed. A staff and family of staff chapel was also under construction. Outside donations and ticket sales from the prison rodeo funded those churches.
That's wild.
They do it every April and October. Inmates produce the news magazine The Angolite, which has won numerous awards. Good for them.
Yeah, it's smart. When you're in a prison, give them things to do that are also controlled. Don't give them this by default. Give them with good behavior. Allow them to earn things like this. I don't know if it was Angola. It might have been. But there was one where they had their own radio station. Had a little radio station for the prison. And they got to play music and have DJs, and it was something that you could be rewarded with for good behavior. These are prisons run pretty smart ways, in my opinion. I think that's a smart way to think about things. Get people both scared to be there, and also, when they are there, knowing that their good behavior can get them some benefits in their life. Okay. People need like carrots and sticks, baby. I mean, it's as simple as that.
Favorite is the inmates who help with dog training. Mm-hmm. And they'll take either dogs that are up for adoption or, I guess, when it comes to service animals. Yeah. And they spend time, and I just see the TikToks afterwards, in which they're like, this is the inmate. Here's the dog I've been training. This is what he loves. This is what we train him to do. And it brings, I don't know, it's great morale booster from
Yeah,
what
it's
I
fun.
understand.
It's a fun. I'm not saying like all prisons should be fun, but you should allow them to do things like that are sweet things that will play to the other side of their body away from aggression, the other side of their brain away from aggression. They're smart things. They're smart things. Tanya says budgets for prison, if I had to guess, are the very last line item on a budget and probably the first to be cut. You think so, but also they spent like crazy on prisons during the pandemic. And the great big secret that I keep telling you over and over is that they have enough money. When I say they, I mean all the elected officials, the people who you vote for. They have enough money to do all of the things for us. They have more than enough to do all of the things for us, but they don't want to do that. They want to make themselves rich. They want to keep us down. That's what the elected officials do with money every single time. During the pandemic, for instance, they spent tens of millions of dollars at all of these prisons with PPP funds and other funds during the pandemic to get the inmates all iPads. Is that really fixing anything? No, that's not. These are smarter moves. It's like a real world thing that people
That's how
can
some
do.
of them have
that I find
podcasts
fun.
now. Yeah, they just they do the iPad thing.
They're doing iPad podcasts on iHeartRadio. Some of this is smart. Some of this is dumb. You can see what's what, and you can see that these people are generally just absolutely lying to you. All right, to the Diddy case. Here's the Diddy download for today. We're in the second week of the federal sex trafficking and racketeering trial for Diddy. And we've had a lot of different presentations and trial
The presentations are fascinating, by the way. And I didn't know they really did this. I didn't know that this was something that they felt the need to, or that this changes anything for the jury. But they passed around bags of drugs to the jury.
Ooh.
Did they?
Yes.
Were they real?
It sounds like it. It says dozens of photos from inside Diddy's hotel room at the Park Hyatt in New York City have been entered as exhibits.
Yeah.
And there's one here with like a bottle of pills and 2 baggies of pink powder. And it said one of the bags tested positive for ketamine, the other tested positive for MDMA and ketamine.
Damn.
And the bags with the pink drugs were passed from juror to juror.
Why not just pictures of them?
Really?
Also, if you, because I don't remember now.
It's fun, though.
When we were foremen, when we asked if we could see evidence again, did they bring that back into the room, or we had to go back into the courtroom?
I didn't. We didn't ask. We were in that jury deliberation
bring it
room
back
for about
into the
20 minutes.
Deliberation room. That
When you
pink
guys
powder
were on
may
your
go
juries,
away.
though, Sabrina, did they physically let you hold any evidence and pass it around to other jurors?
No.
Yes.
No?
We had the
Really?
knife. And
oh, really?
Mhm.
And they passed the knife around to everybody?
It was in a bag.
Yeah, that's still cool, though. I mean, this is an exciting thing if you're a juror on this case.
My case was third-degree grand theft auto, so they couldn't pass around the car.
That's unfortunate. Yeah. Here's one of the pieces of evidence presented at Diddy's trial this week. I'm staring at an email. That email was sent on December 23rd, 2011. It is 2 days before Christmas, obviously. It was allegedly sent from Cassie to her mother. It says mom's new email account, subject threats. The threats that have been made towards me by Sean Puffy Combs are that he is going to release 2 explicit sex tapes of me. One on Christmas Day, maybe before or right after, and another one sometime soon after that. He has also said that he will be having somebody hurt me and Scott Mascuti physically. He made it a point to say that it wouldn't be by his hands. He actually said he'd be out of the country when it happened. This is evidence of her telling her mother about this happening and sending this email.
Is Scott Mascuti Kid Cudi?
Look that up. I think you might
so,
be right. Yeah, I think you might be right. Because he's to be testifying pretty soon. And also, they required that Diddy said, give me $20,000, or I'm going to release these sex tapes. And Cassie and her boyfriend or somebody who she was with got upset about this and ended up giving the money over to Diddy. And then they wired him the $20,000. And then eventually Diddy ended up sending the money back, because I think he realized that was a really bad move, like caught red-handed, blackmail money in your account.
Wow.
But yeah, Mascuti is the ex that Diddy really did not like. He did not like Kid Cudi, was not a fan in any way of him. And that's why he's also expected to testify. in this case. So we'll see what happens. They showed as well. Let me see if I can bring this up because I thought it was fairly interesting. Here's how they showed this in the Diddy trial. The Cassie injury photos were shown in the courtroom.
Some of them are rough, dude.
Yeah, here's her showing. She's got some bruise on her back, a large bruise on like her butt cheek that is in this exhibit. There's her lips all busted up in one of these photos.
The eyebrow one is next, I believe.
Yeah, there's her eyebrow. Oh, let me see if they blurred it in the gallery.
Big gash.
Is it? Yeah, there it is right there.
Look at that.
Eyebrow gash from, clearly that's from being hit. That's from somebody punching you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't generally get a wound on the side of your eyebrow like that from anything otherwise. But yeah, there you go. They showed a couple of these photos actually in the courtroom to these jurors that show that Cassie was being beaten. Now, I'll remind you again, and I don't want to be some naysayer here, I'll remind you again that this case isn't about that. It's not about domestic abuse. It's not about Diddy beating Cassie, which I believe he did 100%. They got to prove the trafficking stuff. They got to prove that the people who were prostitutes were forced into doing these sex acts. They got to prove that. Can they? It's a big question. Let us know what you think. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and send us your dispatch right now. When we come back, we'll get to what's happening with tips for all you in the service industry. Kevin Spacey's making some noise today. Skibbity toilet. What?
Huh?
What? Huh? What's going on with Skibbity Toilet on the show? Well, that, friend, you're going to find out. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
There's an accident reported on Hiawassee Road near Colonial Drive, a crash on Dean Road at World Boulevard causing a bit of commotion. Traffic is up to speed on most of the major roadways. You won't be expecting any problems on Florida's Turnpike or I-95. On I-4, traffic starting to slow down heading through the city. You could expect your regular delays on I-4 through that Lake Buena Vista area. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Divorce changes your life and your children's lives. Whether that change is good or bad depends to a great extent upon the attorney you choose. So interview more than one attorney and ask about experience, specifically trial experience. And oh, by the way, be sure to include Cordell & Cordell in those interviews.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Announcer is not a licensed attorney.
The future is bright. RC Hill here. It's graduation season. This month, I'm helping people graduate from their old ride. I'll help you save up to $10,000 on a new Mitsubishi with a lifetime warranty. You can even drive the redesigned 2025 Outlander top safety picked and Yamaha sound system. Or the new Mirage, 43 miles per gallon, lifetime warranty starting at only $15,900. Plus, I've got over 200 certified used cars. But hurry, pre-tariff prices won't last long. I'm RC Hill. See all my rides at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Navy Federal Credit Union celebrates Military Appreciation Month in May. Whether you're active duty, a veteran, or a military family, we are all united this month to celebrate those who go above and beyond. Since 1999, May has been designated as National Military Appreciation Month with its 5 military observances. It's a time to show appreciation for our troops and everything they do. Navy Federal has proudly served the military community for more than 90 years, and our employees are part of the community we serve. Many are military family members, reservists, or veterans themselves. Navy Federal takes special care to ensure that our members feel celebrated and honored every day and every May.
Go Mike Squad! Somebody says, show us the iWalk thing. I can't. I had to put it back in the box to send that $170 thing back to Amazon. So it's in that. It was the biggest piece of crap. Like, even if you followed all the directions, it was not very sturdy and like a pirate leg. And then the most important thing was, with this dumb thing, I could just pick it up and go. With that, I have to stop, put it on my leg, fasten it all the way around, and then like hop where I need to go and then unfasten. It's just not very convenient for a disabled veteran like me. Hey Sean, were you referring to white private sector lawmakers in South Africa or just Parliament? Private sector lawmakers? What are you talking about? Private sector lawmakers? I'm assuming that you went and searched for the power balance in South Africa and discovered the obvious is that South Africa is not run by a bunch of white people. and that there are some parties in South Africa, like the ANC, take some time to look them up and see what these people are about. And some of them are absolutely racist people with racist policies. But because they are in an absolute majority in the country, and because a lot of people in the overall corporate media structure and a lot of people who are among the educated masses don't care. They don't give a shit about this thing. They don't care about what's happening because of the sins of their fathers, etc. They don't care, so they hand wave it. This isn't a problem. This isn't a problem. If you just said, hey, everybody should be equal, then you're going to have 99% of people on board with you. It's when you start to like hand wave for this stuff that people are like, you know what, that does seem kind of screwed. I don't like that. Don't like when people are unfair to any group of people. All these countries, all of them out there, should all be a place where people could fairly take their shot at life. Need one of those knee scooters. The knee scooter's too hard to get on and off. Uh-oh. 1 minute. Nightbot, shut up. 1 minute, we're coming back.
Allergies are torture, but Exact from Aspire Allergy and Sinus can help you beat your allergies for good. Exact is clinically proven to give long-term lasting allergy relief in 3 injections. That's right, allergy relief in 3 injections. No matter how long you've suffered, no matter what else you've tried, with 3 injections, you can experience relief from your allergies. Exact from Aspire Allergy and Sinus. Go to aspireallergy.com to book your appointment today. aspireallergy.com.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Got questions after an accident? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, CASH. C-A-S-H. Cash. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Dispensing unsolicited advice on a wide range of pointless topics.
Together as we always do around here, talking about all things viral. What's this show about? Well, it's about whatever's happening out there in the world and hashing it out, being fair, I would hope, you would think, and coming to a conclusion, because there's a lot to see in the world, and the internet is an interesting place to explore. So we do that and bring it to you each day on the show. Learn more, go to thenewsjunkie.com. Sabrina just turned me up on the board at HQ and said, "You're up a Rooney, Sean." And I'm going to tell you, just a warning, you got to be careful. You got to be real careful about deploying the Roonies that you attach to words like I often do here on the show.
A Rooney is going to be a new one for me, but I've been doing E's for quite some time, so I feel like I've
doing a lot of E.
Like I want a snacky. I'm hungies.
Okay, all right. So
I want a nappies.
That's a little less embarrassing, I think, in public than the Roonies. Because we went to a bar the other day. I can't believe we had never been there before. I don't know if I told you about this or not. Maybe I did. But you had talked about going to this place. I was like, oh, I wonder if we'll run into Sabrina there. But a bar called Johnny's that we had never been to.
Yeah, not been.
No, I thought you go there all the time.
No. I'm saying you have not been.
No, I had never been. No.
I love it. Great place.
No.
And so close.
But I didn't know. It's kind of a cool crowd, I would say. I don't know if that's fair or nerdy or whatever, but it's like a wide variety of people from all different backgrounds. People who like to have some drinks, obviously, chilling out at this place called Johnny's, right? And we go in there, and Courtney and I are going to have a seltzer and a shot. And Courtney and I order, high noon, shot of Tullamore Dew. The bartender dude brings it over, sets it down for us. And there's a table behind us, these blue collar types, bunch of guys and gals.
Salt of the earth.
They look like they have serious jobs where you work in the sun and stuff.
And their nails are dirty.
Yeah, they're hard workers. And Courtney goes, "All right, you want to take a shot of Rooney?"
Oh.
And, it definitely was heard behind us, and I thought...
Record scratch.
I got to get rid of the Rooney thing, I think. When I'm saying it out to people, it seems bad. I said,
did you make her feel bad about it?
No, I said, cheers a Rooney. Cheers it and took the shot.
Love is love.
I just had to do it. I had to go with it. That's what I thought was the best move there. Okay, let's get to a couple of things here, and then we'll talk more about the fireworks happening inside the White House with the president of South Africa. But first this, and this may impact you, especially if you're in the service industry. In a surprise move, Yahoo says, the Republican-led Senate quickly passed the No Tax on Tips Act this week, giving its official stamp of approval to an idea that has gained traction since President Trump campaigned on it last year. I don't know why it's a big surprise then. The legislation would create a tax deduction worth up to $25,000 for tips limited to cash tips that workers report to employers for withholding purposes on payroll taxes. The tax break would also be restricted to employees who earn $160,000 or less in an amount that will rise with inflation in coming years. I'm glad they put some guardrails on this because there's some people who make only tips money who absolutely should be paying taxes. There's some people who make high-end money and they work in a cash-based world like that. And I think those people should still be paying some sort of taxes beyond what they're paying with their smaller paychecks. But if you want to give people in the service industry a tax deduction on their first $25,000 in cash tips, I'm all for it, baby. I like it. I think it's good. Cap it on people who are making real money, 160 grand or less. And these folks who are not doing quite as well, who are working in the cash tip world, can be a little more above board. Let's be real. A little bit honest on their taxes. A little bit more honest on their taxes instead of fudging the numbers with the money that you get cash-wise. I think this isn't going to change much in terms of revenue pulled in to the United States government, and it seems like a good way to reward those folks who are doing those gigs. But let us know what you think and give us your thoughts. A couple more things real quick before we get to the update on the South African president versus Trump in the White House. Kevin Spacey has been trying to make his comeback a real thing. He made a big speech at this con event.
The festival. The
festival over there with all the rich and famous people. There was a gala, and Kevin Spacey, who's been getting some more gigs, was on the board there.
Did he get a 17-minute standing ovation for this speech?
Not for this one.
Any
But-
films that had people throwing up or fainting or having to leave
Yes.
immediately? Oh, good.
Yeah, there was one of those this year. I saw a couple of stories about. But he got up and spoke, and he was talking about how he had been wronged, Kevin Spacey, thinking that the global culture is coming after him.
He had been wronged.
Yeah, he accepted a Lifetime Achievement Award. This says
Sounds
emotional
delicious.
Kevin Spacey speaks out at Cannes about blacklisting and getting an award. It's very nice to be back, he said. He's trying to course correct for what happened during Me Too with him, and there was a lot of allegations of sexual misconduct. He was found not liable in 2022 in a New York lawsuit. He was acquitted by a jury of sexual charges in 2023 in London, and he still says he's being held back and blackballed by some of these folks in Hollywood, and he's trying to come back. He said, I've been thinking of somebody else you saw earlier on the screen, Kirk Douglas, great American film star. It was a long, long time ago, but we have to think about the pushback he received after he made the brave decision to stand up for a fellow colleague, two-time Oscar-winning screenwriter Dalton Trumbo, who had been blacklisted from 1947 to 1960.
Didn't he also just get found guilty in a court of
Who?
law? The
Who
Trumbo fella?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about him. You have to look that up if he was. He says he was blacklisted. You know what I mean? He couldn't find work in Hollywood for 13 years. Even after he was warned, if you tried to hire Trumbo as a screenwriter, you'd be called a commie lover, they said at that time. Kirk Douglas took the risk and would later say, I won't do my Kirk Douglas impression, but he said this, it's easier for us actors to play the heroes on the screen, yada, yada.
Do you have a Kirk Douglas impression?
I don't.
You were quoting him. Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
I'm quoting him. He's saying that he's been blacklisted and that Spacey has been held down by the Hollywood elite
You said
for the
Dalton
allegations
Trumbo?
against him. Dalton Trumbo was the guy's name, I guess. Dalton Trumbo.
He died in 1976.
So he has been dead for quite some time. And I'm thinking he must have been involved in the Red Scare thing where everybody was a commie over here, commie over there.
Mm-hmm.
And we were pointing out the commies, and
Commie
they would
time.
get blacklisted or red listed, as it were, at that time. So what do you think about Kevin Spacey? Does he deserve a comeback, or is he a bad person and we should hope that he doesn't get any more gigs?
Shame.
Let us know what you think about that. I want to get to some of your dispatches to work in your thoughts and see what you got on your mind. We'll do that momentarily. But real quickly before that, Skibbity Toilet. You might have heard your kids talking about Skibbity Toilet.
Yeah.
Let's see if C-Lane, who's a new dad of a 1+-year-old named Jackson, can you define for me, for the people who are not initiated, what is Skibbity Toilet? Go, C-Lane.
Skibbity Toilet is a stupid thing that young people say.
What does Skibbity Toilet mean?
I mean, I have no clue.
No definition. I thought there was no definition.
What does it come from?
Comes from Fortnite.
Okay, from Fortnite. Sabrina, what does Skibbity Toilet mean? What does it come from? What can you tell people to explain it to them about Skibbity Toilet?
Skibbity Toilet, I thought that there was no definition. Just like wiggle,
Okay.
wiggle, pop, pop.
All
And
right.
it does come from a popular YouTube guy, and it became just a phrase, but essentially it was his go-to phrase, and his face is in a toilet.
Skibbity Toilet is based on a YouTube channel, as Sabrina said,
Got that
of
right.
people with toilets and heads. They have heads on top of toilets.
Yeah.
They float around. Skibbity Toilet, Skibbity Riz, all of these things. Riz has a meaning, but Skibbity does not really. You could just say it about virtually anything out there. I've got a Skibbity Toilet up here.
Yeah, isn't that what I gave you for Christmas?
Yeah, from Sabrina's birthday. Or was it Christmas? Was it
New
Christmas?
Year's, that's what it was.
New Year's. I got that thing, and it was all these joke gifts people were giving out for the funny like white elephant thing. And then I opened mine and I was like, I want this thing. I like it. I put it up in the studio behind me. But it doesn't mean much. It's based on a very popular YouTube channel that kids like, and it's explosions and toilets and end of the world. And it's been noticed on such a level that for Generation Alpha, it's headed to the big screen. It's coming to the big
What
screen.
are they putting on the big screen?
Michael Bay is working with the Skibbity Toilet people.
No way.
Yeah, for realsies. Yeah. The Skibbity Toilet YouTube channel Sealand, do yourself a favor. Look this up. Go to YouTube.
www.
And put in Skibidi, Skibidi toilet, and you'll see the channel behind this. They have 35 billion views with a B.
Skibidi.
110 million subscribers to the channel and the network of channels.
So one guy
that's attached to it. It's led by founder and CEO Adam Goodman, I guess. Oh, this is the company that's in charge of this product. It was one dude in like a small production team, I think, that was making these very strange
son
videos.
Of a bitch! I just realized I'm looking this up. I'm looking this up on my own. Like I should have incognito searched this.
Oh, you're about to get skibidied. So
I just did this last night too, and yeah, I see them. They're pretty creepy. I just did this yesterday. I wish YouTube had an incognito feature like Chrome does, where I could purposely use when I want to see something, but I don't want it to affect my algorithm.
Yeah, that's called a work computer.
Because my friend who just moved into a new house, they had some problems with their ice maker, and she sent me this video that's like, look at this ridiculous thing we have to do. There's a secret engineering menu on the smart fridge that we have for the ice maker. And as I watched the video, I'm like, okay. And then I didn't think anything of it. Then Ashley goes to bed. I go to watch my YouTube videos, and there's more refrigerator videos. And now they're trying to sell me refrigerators.
Yeah.
Nice.
You're done.
This is the Skibidi Toilet full song. Are you guys ready for this experiment?
Sure.
Experience, I should say.
That is ridiculous.
I don't like this at all.
Okay, all right.
Can I
That's
say that
it.
it's really freaking me out?
Weird. Kids just like weird stuff, and
But
they're
they
into
like
the
that? That's
Skibidi
like
Toilet.
not scary to them?
All I'm saying, Sabrina, is you think they did something for Chicken Jockey in the theaters? What are they going to do for Skibidi Toilet when all that Riz hits the theaters and the silver screen?
No cap.
Are they going to have a toilet popcorn holder, like a toilet toilet bucket?
No shot they don't. And 100% chance they're going to have a Skibidi Riz, Skibidi Toilet popcorn thing, and they're going to make a whole bunch of money off of it. Just the way it goes.
Heisenberg just pointed out to me, and it makes complete sense that the studio, the show with Seth Rogen, is just becoming real life now because we're just giving what
you mentioned that. What was going on? Didn't somebody or you or somebody else
I
said
did yesterday when we were talking about the mushrooms at Rockville.
All right.
Their most recent episode pertains to what they thought was going to be a cool gift to bring or part of the potluck. And did not realize the measurements when it came to mushrooms.
Oh, and everybody got too high.
Yeah,
but
also,
the thing I heard was it was about this kind of stuff. Is the studio on Apple Plus, C-Lane? Is it taking a shot at Hollywood?
I don't know about that necessarily. There are some shots taken. There was an interview that Seth Rogen gave where he was saying some of the plot lines he has pulled from his own experience in Hollywood, which clearly you would if you were that kind of person, because he's been around and he's witnessed a bunch of this stuff. And they're like, have you heard from some of the people that you have sort of depicted in this show? And he said, not only have I heard from the people that I've depicted in the show, be it for good or for bad, I have heard from people who think I'm depicting them in the show and that just have guilty consciences, and they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you put in that thing. And he's like, I wasn't talking about you, man.
Yeah.
But one of the plot lines in the show is that because of all the success of movies like Barbie, they're like, we got to put out a movie, and it's the Kool-Aid Man. And so the Kool-Aid Man is getting his own glow up, and now Skibidi Toilet is kind of a real life version of that.
Well, Radio Michael 7 says you're not using the word Riz right. I know full well that Riz comes from, and that's why I said Riz is an actual word. Riz comes from the word charisma, and the kids say Riz. Obviously, that's
They do
actually
like a thing with their face too.
what, the Rizzler? That's the Rizzler. Yeah, that's what you're doing now.
Cool.
You know what the Rizzler is? The Costco guys. You know the Rizzler.
With the little kid that screams?
The little Costco kid. That's the Rizzler stuff.
And without a mount.
Charisma is what Riz is from. Skibidi, however, it doesn't seem to have an actual meaning. So what I was saying was when you say Skibidi Riz, it doesn't really mean anything extra. It's just a thing. if that makes any sense. That's the world we're living in, folks. What do you think? Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Send us a dispatch right now. All right, grab bag segment when we come back, and we'll get to some of the responses from the South African president in the White House. We got more of the back and forth there, which is kind of interesting. So we'll hear on that, and I got a whole bunch of other video clips, audio clips to play and get you all caught up with as we roll on a Wednesday. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traffic's pretty mellow on most of the major roadways. You won't be expecting any serious accidents affecting your commute on I-95 and Florida's Turnpike. Traffic is up to speed around the perimeter of I-4 on State Road 429 in the Greenway. Although on I-4, traffic's slowing down westbound through the city. Expect delays approaching Colonial Drive. Center in James, Birmingham.
Hang tight, everybody. Hold on. Just got to get one thing. See, Wizard. Can you see if 21 Guns by Green Day has any naughty words in it? Thank you, sir. I'm all the way. Okay, I'm coming. Hold on. I'm limping. Hold on. All right, who's going to be our chatter of the day? Who has stuck out? Who has had a performance that is irregular in the ways that is good today? Who has been above and beyond? We're going to identify them and award them with chatter of the day in the next commercial break. In the next Skull Mike segment. That's right, friends. That is right. So get your nominations ready to go. Okay? All right. Also, I wanted to say that the height of lame sports is that the NFL owners did agree, as of yesterday, that they would let players participate in the Olympics in flag football. So in Los Angeles in the Olympics, we're going to have flag football, first of all, which is okay. And we're going to have NFL players participating in flag football. I'm of the mind that professional athletes aren't supposed to be in the Olympics to begin with. But NFL players playing flag football to get victories, to get gold medals in the Olympics is the height of lame. That is such a lame thing. And I'm not going to be impressed with any of you when you come back with your medals. Kiss my ass. 2 minutes. And they can continue to push their tush. For now. For now, they can continue to tush push. Kiss Sean's crippled ass. Yes. Suck it in while you can, folks. Sean slowly turning into Lester from GTA 5. Remember when the Olympics were for amateurs? Pepperidge Farms remembers. Yeah, I mean, we totally blew that out with the NBA players. And then even boxers a little bit after that, kind of. Just because every country wanted to inflate the number of gold medals, silver medals, and bronze medals that they got. Because the Olympics didn't turn out to be a thing where you actually cared to fight on behalf of your country to see who has the best athletes. But instead it became a thing where countries used it as a propaganda tool to say they were number one and the best. This is why we have Russian athletes who were building fake walls so that they could pass steroid tests because they were cheating to try to win more medals because that proves your country is better. It's rotten to the core. And now it's rotten with flag football, and that is lame. All right, see you later. I'll be back for chatter of the day. Okay. Yeah.
Your car with us, and over 40 Greenway dealerships will compete to buy it. So you get the best possible value, as much as $10,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value. Wondering what your trade is worth? Get your appraisal online at greenwaykias.com or visit us at East Colonial, West Colonial, and 1792 North in Longwood. I'm Joe Rossi, and Greenway Kia proudly thanks all active and retired military members for your service.
All factory rebates to dealer, negative equity refinanced.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, CASH. C-A-S-H. Cash. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Documenting and contributing to the decline in American culture.
What does that mean? That means a bunch of random stuff all slammed together, some audio clips, some things we need to talk about, some things that will spur some discussion in the final hour of the program. Let's see what we got here as we wrap things up today. This is sort of the stories that didn't make the cut before the stories that did make the cut, honestly.
Ooh, an early cut.
There's one band that's trying to reinvent the wheel a little bit in a day and age where we're talking about Janet Jackson and others struggling to sell tickets because, as I made the claim earlier, I think people are just rejecting the high ticket prices that we're seeing at a lot of these events.
Are they finding an all-American way to do this?
The all-American rejects have decided that they are playing only at house parties across the United States of America.
How much?
It's like Sabrina Palooza all over again.
Let's go, baby.
They're playing like, look, here they are. It's all American Rejects. They're just like hanging out at somebody's house. They got all their stuff set up. Let me see. They're just playing in somebody's backyard.
Okay, that's a lot of cleanup for strangers.
This is fun vibes, though. This reminds me of back in the day on MTV where they would get a band you knew to play at your house.
I think we know somebody who had that happen. I don't think it was their house. I think it was their high school.
Mm-hmm.
But it might have been Green Day, too. I don't remember.
It's kind of fun, isn't it? Like, I like these ideas where they do something like this.
I just love the idea that if I had that opportunity, that the band wouldn't be able to sound check without that one neighbor calling the cops immediately.
No, your neighbors don't like that kind of noise. They would not be fans.
Not one bit.
If you could have any band play a house party at your house, who would it be and why?
Ooh,
who would you go for?
I'm torn. Am I going to pick a band that everyone's going to enjoy or they know how to put on a good show even if you don't know their music versus selfish?
You have to make these decisions. You got to make that decision. And I also want to tell you, Sabrina, when I say band, I mean any performer.
No, sure.
Any performer at all. It doesn't have to be a rock band. But that you could have perform a show.
And realistically?
Yes.
Okay.
In your backyard. And your closest friends. And I'm talking about for you, if you did it, I probably wouldn't even make the cut.
Of course you make the cut. Don't be ridiculous.
20 to 30 people tops is all you're getting. And let me just be real with you. You're going to have every one of your friends going, I want that. Don't invite Sean, invite me. And they're going to want to go instead. And I would understand being put down the list.
No, and I'd be like, do you understand how much flack I would get for the entirety of the year if I didn't invite Sean and C-Lane?
If it was like Eminem.
And their loved ones? No.
If Eminem was going to play a show in my backyard, that would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I am so torn. Cool. There's like a million bands that I would have at the house.
They're saying Slipknot,
hard to pick
Foo
one.
Fighters.
It's too much. No, not too much.
Snoop Dogg played a house party in Old School.
Snoop would be fun.
Snoop Dogg played a frat party in Old School. It just so happened to be at a house.
That was sponsored by, that guy's
Studio City?
Well, yeah, Studio, whatever it was.
Beastie Boys. Beastie Boys would be fun.
Not Frank the Tank. That was Will Ferrell's character in that movie. We're all running. Come on. Come join us. Classic.
Snoop-a-loop.
Snoop-a-loop. Get the guy with the green hat. Okay, let's see what else we have here. A Palm Beach County deputy has been fired from their position. Okay. After an internal affairs investigation uncovered inappropriate text messages with two 18-year-old high school students. Now, hold on, Judgy Judgerson. Before you break out the Judgerino, I will determine whether or not these were appropriate or not. Two 18-year-old high school students.
The Judgerino?
Yeah, that's what you call it.
Judgerino 5000?
The 29-page internal affairs investigation spans over a year. It found now, while inappropriate, the messages sent to two 18-year-old high school students by the now former deputy did not break any laws, but did violate the sheriff's office code of conduct. The complaints made by the two students say nothing physical happened, but it started out innocent. He sent text messages to them, the officer did, like this one. I want to kidnap you.
Oh. What?
Seems like a quite dangerous thing to say to an 18-year-old. He would often joke about using his handcuffs and would even randomly ask if she wanted help taking a shower. And they said that he was messing around with them, texting back and forth. He said, no, it was dumb. I shouldn't have done it. And now he's been fired. And here's what's going to happen to them. This officer that should not have been sending these texts to teenage girls that were definitely inappropriate, even to his own admission, is going to be placed on the national do not hire list. He will never be able to be a police officer again.
Mall security?
Never make any money in any form of law enforcement position, and he will be chastised by the entire law enforcement community. No, I kid. I know. No, he'll be hired by somebody else. That's what they do. They'll go somewhere else.
It's
and
like
they'll
they do
hire
with
him.
the priests sometimes.
Yep. Yeah, they move them around. They move them around like they do conclave style. One place to another, and then
to one point, some bad doctors in the mix can get that sometimes too. That was the whole Dr. Death thing.
Yeah, that's true. Hey,
Not
remember the guy
and the other guy.
Remember the guy, to continue on with the grab bag segment here. Remember the guy who fell at the Pirates game?
Yeah.
Fell 21 feet, fell down. Somebody's facing criminal charges over that.
Really?
Kind of surprising. Here's what I have for you. A man now faces criminal charges for allegedly providing alcohol to that Pittsburgh Pirates fan. That Pittsburgh Pirates fan was underage when this happened. They were 20 years old. Kevon Markwood was 20 years old, tumbled over the railing in right field while celebrating a go-ahead double. His friend, Ethan Kirkwood, 21 years old,
buddy,
was charged with 2 counts of furnishing liquid or malt beverages in connection with the incident.
Okay.
So he got his friend who was 20 and he was 21, got him beers, and he drank those beers, and then the dumbass fell 21 feet down into the field, and his friend got charged for getting him beers.
I wonder, do you think it was the investigators, law enforcement investigators, that pursued that, or was it the stadium like, it wasn't our fault, even though we didn't have like a high enough railing or the net underneath?
That's a good question. It could be that the stadium was very, very much interested in pointing out the bad guy, saying this is the person who is wrong here. But this is, once again, removing agency from people. He's 20 years old. His 21-year-old friend gave him some drinks. Fine. You fell off of the stadium, you dumbass.
Yeah.
One of the easiest things besides don't get hit by a train that you can do in your life is not falling 21 feet or whatever down into the stands. Drunk or not, you have agency as an adult. You have agency. We take this away from people. We go, who was the bad person? Who was the one who was wrong?
Refresh my memory. Was he trying to catch a ball, or was he just he was just excited for something?
He was just so excited.
But it was the weirdest launch. It was like he was on a tiny trampoline, the way that he flipped off of that.
He flung off and then went down 21 feet. He says, I can't sleep. I've got a lot of back pain. There's an online fundraiser.
Good.
My God. Please, C-Line, find the online fundraiser for this guy. Please.
What's his name?
Oh, my God. Cavan, K-A-V-A-N. Kevon Markwood, M-A-R-K-W-O-O-D.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me this guy. Tell me his friend isn't getting arrested for giving him booze, and he's getting a bunch of money for being an absolute dumbass and falling 21 feet into a stadium. Tell me it's not true.
Oh, my. I don't have the current number yet, but I see what it... Oh, $67,845.
Are you kidding me? These things are... It's so broken. It's so broken, our fundraising system here in the United States of America. I don't know that this is happening in other countries like it is here.
They're all adults, and it's their money.
Yes.
They're putting it wherever they want. The person...
And this guy was an adult, too.
Sure.
He was an adult, and he made a dumbass decision and ended up falling into the stadium, and now he gets $70K, and his friend goes to jail? Come on.
I'm reaching out today as any concerned parent. Jennifer Phillips started this, not a Markwood. Our society's made it easy to judge an individual's situation with social media, which is always just an opinion. Please remember this individual may be very special to other people, blah, 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 blah. This is so... she's calling it the PNC Park tragedy. I am only related to Kevon as a bonus parent because he has been dating my daughter for 3 years. That's where we come in. Every donation, no matter how small, will make a big difference. Thank you for your time. Your support will mean the world to this family, whether it's through a donation or simply sharing this page. Hashtag Kevon Strong.
Jesus. Arnott on YouTube says, Wasson has a soft spot for adults doing inappropriate stuff with and for kids.
Huh?
What are you talking about?
Willis?
What on earth are you talking about, sir? I'll wait. I'll wait. Let me get the follow up on that.
Time to wait, but
Arnott, I'll wait as we set everything up for the next segment. So please respond and get in what you're talking about. A little bit more detail. When we come back, we're going to do the final dispatches. I have some clips to play. We'll get into more between Trump and the South African president, dude, and see if that turned fun, if there was anything exciting happening there. We got a ton of other things to touch on. We'll also do the stories that didn't make the cut, of course, and we will do. In fact, I know they said it couldn't be done, but it will be done, and it's happening. We'll do Today I Learned. All of that is on the way. He's not posting anything else. He's run. He's hiding right now. I'm just going to post this comment.
Skull mic this break.
and then I'm leaving. You made an excuse for the teacher that banged the student, and now this. Okay, let me tell you why this is different. I'm telling you that this kid, he wasn't even a student, this 20-year-old, who's an adult actually, at the stadium has agency, and his 21-year-old friend is not the reason why he flung 21 feet down onto the ground. It's because he's an idiot. That's why. It would have done this if he was 21 or 22 or 23. It would have made the same dumb decision. I am, in fact, doing the opposite of what you're suggesting. Your comprehension levels are quite low today. And with the teacher who was getting into it with the student is still a victim when they're underage and when a teacher is sexually texting them. But oftentimes, the media does frame like this 17-year-old student, boy or girl, as somebody who just was a complete and total also ran in the story. And it's like, no, there's agency for them too. They knowingly got into these relationships and knowingly made this something that they wanted to do, even if they shouldn't have. It doesn't excuse those things, but there you go. You're just very, very dumb and wrong about that, as you are about many things in chat. So thank you. Maybe you'll be the chatter of the day. Could be. Chatter of the day in a bad way. All that stuff coming up next on the News Junkie.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s.
Right. High of 94. No storms in the forecast, just some sunshine and a few afternoon clouds. For tomorrow, though, we've got a weak front that's going to move in that could spell some afternoon thunderstorms. About a 30 to 40% chance for rain. We'll dry it out for the first half of the weekend. And then another chance for a couple of isolated storms early next week through Memorial Day. A better chance for rain for the middle of next week. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Are you 62 or older and wondering if a reverse mortgage can help you access the equity in your home? It's so easy to get a free reverse mortgage quote with that mortgage guy, Don. Just fill out the online questionnaire at thatmortgageguyDon.com, or you can make an office appointment to meet in person at 1401 Town Plaza Court, Winter Springs, Florida. Happy Home Mortgage, NMLS ID 2418348.
Go, Mike! Go, Mike, I have to go get Today I Learned. I have to go get Today I Learned. Is Arnott our chatter of the day? Hello? Thank you. I was going to have to go all the way in there and get that.
Hoops keeps turning black.
The puffer?
Yeah.
It's turning black?
I gave him some pellets and he got excited and then turned regular color, but now he looks like a rotten banana.
Is he on the sand?
He was before, but not right now.
Is he floating around?
Yeah.
I'm sure he's fine. Keep an eye on it. That's weird, though.
No, I know.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. See you later, alligator.
That's fine, okay.
You didn't say like you were into it.
I'm gonna see you in 2 seconds.
Who should be the chatter of the day?
I don't know, I wasn't paying attention.
You weren't paying attention to any of the chatters today?
Not specifically.
Wow. What do you think about Arnott? She doesn't like you, Arnott.
No, I didn't. I don't.
You do like Arnott?
I don't know.
If you had to guess, do you like Arnott or don't like Arnott?
Probably.
You do?
Sure.
And you agree with him?
I don't know, Sean.
Do you agree with him or not?
No, I can't say.
Okay. Pussy. You know what? You're right, Bootsy. Bootsy's right. Dortney is the chatter of the day. Dortney, a.k.a. Courtney, she's going to be our chatter of the day for her involvement in today's show and for bringing me Today I Learned, because that's important too. For the first time in 3 days, I am gaining a minor bit of foot confidence. Like I could put a minimal amount of weight on my foot, and I cannot tell you how absolutely thrilling that is to me. I cannot tell you how absolutely thrilling it is to get some level of movement back. I know that in like 5 days I'll be able to jump up and click my heels together. You know, next week every day I'll be able to go on my walk and do all of those things and go to theme parks. But when your foot does this, it sucks. It sucks so much with the gout stuff that I started to take things for that and started to lower my drinking intake specifically so it didn't happen. And now with this, it's a stretching issue. And I've never stretched before we go walk or we go, do 20,000 steps at Epcot. I've never stretched before those things. Now I'm going to do it. I'm going to be the stretch master. I don't want that shit happening. I hate it. But I've got a little bit more confidence. Now go do donuts in a bowling alley parking lot? I'm like Cassie, says Arnott. Why do I stay around for this abuse? I don't know. You like to be a piñata and you say dumb things. You know? That's kind of it. But you're okay by me. I can tell over multiple chats that you're not just the bad guy, attention seeker type. I think you're better than that. 2 minutes. Get an e-scooter. No. No e-scooter. Sucks to get old. This isn't because I'm old. I'm still in pretty good shape, actually. Whether you want to believe it or not. And I will be in even better shape now. Because I'm going to start dropping weight like crazy with the limited drinking. I mean, the alcohol intake has plummeted. The problem is, in the past 3 days, I haven't been able to walk. I haven't been able to get my exercise in at all. But after that, long term, hit me up in like November. I'm going to be jacked. I'm going to be way down weight-wise. My posture will be improved. I'm going to be good. Good. The new and improved, Sean. Better than the old. Okay. Here we go.
Way. 50 lucky winners will each receive a $100 grocery voucher to indulge in fresh from Florida goodness. Enter to win at iHeart.com/fresh from Florida.
Show off your new smile with Solid Bite. The dentists at Solid Bite use the latest techniques and technology to give you the smile you've always dreamed of. Call Solid Bite in Melbourne now for an exclusive radio offer at 321-259-8000. Solid Bite. Life-changing dentistry.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or pool deck, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where Alpha Foundations comes in, a groundworks company. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards. Schedule your free inspection at alphafoundations.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Rapid radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Like a car crash, you can't stop listening to. This is the news.
And Taylor to wrap everything up for a Wednesday, the radio show that other radio show people listening to.
Hey, and
Here
thank
we
you
go.
for listening.
Yeah, we appreciate you being with us today and now and always. And if you want to keep up with what's going on in the world, all things viral, we're your place. That's what we do around here. and also you get to keep up with what's happening in our world. But there's so much more. You never know what's going to happen around these parts. Like today, no Fritz on the street. But does Fritz on the street come back in a handful of weeks? I sure hope so.
We just saw Fritzy.
Did you?
In his lunch hour. Yep.
Oh, yeah?
It was very sweet.
He's doing the new job, getting used to things?
Yep. There's, some changes, absolutely, but very exciting that him and I get to be so close in quarters.
Yeah.
And Sealand, too. You're very far away with your
I didn't see Fritz, and I did not know he was here.
That's
very rude.
You're right there. All right, here we go. On the way out, a couple of things. One is tonight there is a special guest that's going to be on a show here on our main station.
That's right.
Real Radio 104.1. What's going on?
Good Sauce with Ross and Joel. Their show every single Wednesday night. They're going to have that mortgage guy, Don, on.
Oh, fun guy.
Great guy, and obviously a huge support of our show throughout all the years. That didn't make any sense, but he's going to be a special guest on Good Sauce tonight, so be sure to give her a listen. I think also available on iHeartRadio podcasts.
Okay, and over to UC Lane, we had a keyword winner.
We did.
Wow.
Look
Which
at
makes
us.
$20,000 that we, as a home station, have given away just for you guys, listening to the keywords and then doing what you're told, putting them in, answering the phone, boom, thousands of dollars given away.
And all the other stations that listen.
Yeah.
Honest to God, you're really missing out if you're not giving that a shot. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to work in any final dispatches. I'll keep the stories that aren't going to be dated and some of these clips, but sometimes it all doesn't get worked in. If you want us to talk about something that didn't get talked about today, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. I'll read your email and we'll definitely address it. Tips@thenewsjunkie.com. All right, let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ.
20,000.
So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
Look at us go.
I could use $20,000.
This isn't really a show anymore. This is just
An ATM.
An ATM. We're just delivering money to people out there. We're a forum for just making you money, and that's what we do. Today I Learned for a Wednesday, May 21st, 2025. Today I Learned, I don't know, did I do this one yesterday?
Say it. Stranger Things.
Stranger Things?
I
Did
don't remember you doing
Joe Keery, who is Steve Harrington on Stranger Things. He's Steve. He is also a musician who goes by the name Joe, DJO, and performs at some of the larger festivals across the country. Today I learned this band right here. Green Day. That's right. The guitar solo in this song, Green Day's 21 Guns, is the same as the theme song to the TV show Full House.
No, it's not.
Just copied the same solo and put it in this song. I don't even know if we'll get to it before the end here, but thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Missed any of the show? Get the podcast at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll see you tomorrow.